button. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. The name is Law Nation. Let's go. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Now, at the end of this month, your team will be totally different, right? There will be a situation and a chance and a scenario that even with what we got already looks really good. So it's going to get better, baby. Come on. You can check out Law Nation on Amazon, Roku devices, as well as brought to you by iTunes and beyond. We're everywhere, baby. Imitated but never duplicated. Independent and beyond. Come on. We're everywhere, baby. It's important to keep your IP, baby. Come on. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on. Let's get it. All right. As the room really fill up, let's go over everything. You know, it's always good to measure twice, cut once, and go over all of the speculation for the nation without hesitations nor deviations to the matter. Be sure to smash upon the like button, share this content. Let me know how you feel. Get in line for the phone line for your mind and all of that stuff. We're going to bring forth the real stuff over here, baby. Let's talk about it. Let's get things going. And on top of that, Cowboy Nation, understand that the Lion season is almost over. It's almost over. We just got to survive the storm. We got to make sure that we got things put into place, that we got things that really can help the team and benefit the team and not be lost in the sauce, as they say. Appreciate those that's tuning in. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Jay Worthy, appreciate you. Heartland Cowboy fan, thank you. Thaddeus, what's good with you, man? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Hale, thank you for being part of this. Let me know if you share. Shout out to the Share Gang. Appreciate each and every last one of you all. Y'all know that today, on this beautiful day of Tuesday, Law go really hard. It'll be this show, it will be the West Coast Cowboy show, and then it will be the final word. So we go always on Tuesdays, man. We put in an extra grind for your mind. So let's get it, man. We're gonna have a lot of talking points today. But before we go further, let's talk about the Cowboys could be a super team if these things happen. And it's not even about DeAndre Hopkins nor Derrick Henry. But let's get into the article right quick so that we can get things going. Bill Barnwell, I think that's his name, and Mike Fisher, they went and did a report on that. Bill was the first guy to try to get things going in that particular light. But we're going to talk about this, and of course, we're going to do the mock draft as well, as you guys can see. But listening in and reading into this article here, Derrick Henry signing with the Cowboys projected by ESPN. And we go all the way down. We're going to skip all through the other stuff. Bill Barnwell, that's the guy who came up with this ideal or what have you. And then we go all the way down here. And he insert the Dallas Cowboys. If you want things to go with it with the Cowboys, right? And what is happening here is that they believe that the Titans going to move on from Derrick Henry, because he's 29 years of age and they looking at the price point that could be too much. And I'm paraphrasing. The link will be in the description box if you want to get things going from there. But they looking at a 2-year deal, his market value for a 2-year deal, $30 million. And with that being said, if you contextualize what Tony Pollard getting right now is 10, and then if you look at what Henry is getting, that will be an extra 15 to that. That will put you right back into the wheelhouse of what you had, even when you had Ezekiel Elliott. Before we go a little bit further, I need to know how you guys feel about Derrick Henry. And shout out to all my Roll Tide guys. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I can tell you for sure, we bumped into Derrick Henry a few times around Dallas. Derrick Henry is right here to this day. He's right here in Dallas. He's been working out with my guy, Sanders Fit. And if my guy, Jay Form, is in the building, he can let me know. And do you guys want Derrick Henry? Let me know. Because this dude, he's a workout warrior. He will work out all off season. He's in Dallas right now. He's working out. Him, and not just him, also DeAndre Hopkins. He's right here in Dallas right now. Both of the guys that we're going to talk about right here in Dallas. They right here down the street, as we say. Not street, but they right here down the street. I see some yeses. I don't see no nos. So it seems as if, though, that's a popular thought to go ahead and get Henry back in Dallas with a starting helmet, not just around here as a pedestrian. Y'all would love to have him. And for $15 million, you would say, all right, cool. I haven't seen one no yet. And it always look into it like this. What makes deals, if Jerry Jones is right on anything, he is right on deadline make deals. Let me repeat. He is right on deadline, do make deals. And when you can get a chance and to get a situation and scenario to get somebody in, it will be to squeeze the Titans. Now, last season, the Titans got rid of A.J. Brown on draft day. Now, sometimes you may have an organization and a franchise that's novice as it relates to how they handle their skilled players, because I like Byard, I meant to say Kevin Byard. Give me Kevin Byard. If they're going to go on a fire sale, then give me Kevin Byard over Henry right now. But if you can fool around and get Henry, then, hey, let's work this out. However, they probably want too much in return. Let me repeat, they probably going to want too much in return. So I want to know, in the words of my guy, the great Uncle Charles.
Sacrifice, don't give up the fight. Everything will be all right on any given Sunday, yeah.
So what are you willing to sacrifice for a Derrick Henry? Will it be a first-round draft pick? Will it be a futures first-round draft pick? Will it be a third-round draft pick? I need to know. No, we just have Cap Boy. No. I need to know, Slim. And I ain't talking about Shady. I need to know, man. A third shoe. I think somebody, they will run out there and go grab Derrick Henry for a third. Keyshawn, my guy, my dog from Facebook, man. He said, shoot, hey, all right, so a first and a third, because there ain't no way in the world you get Derrick Henry for a fifth. If the Cowboys fool around and get Derrick Henry for a fifth.
Thief! Stop! Thief! Come back, thief!
I would be sitting there saying, man, Stephen Jones need to be in the Hall of Fame. You know, I'll figure out a way to get a gold jacket for him and say, hey, man, here you go, man. I'll put you in Law's Hall of Fame, you know, a second. Yeah. So the asking price, I don't know whether or not what they're asking for And for those who are out there who want to know, yes, D-Hop is in Dallas too. He's been working out at Sanders Fit. Him, Derrick Henry, both of those guys been working out hard to get to the goodness and graces of their careers. I would look at it even with DeAndre Hopkins. I get it. We do have Brandon Cooks. We do have an emerging superstar out of CeeDee Lamb, and we have all of the hopes and praises that my guy, Michael Gallup, can turn a corner and be that guy that who we all think that he should be. And we can go back and forth with all of this. But I would tell you guys, if you can get a chance and if you can have an opportunity to have a DeAndre Hopkins, why not? Here's the caveat to it. The Cards, you can go along with them. I think that they probably looking back at this situation and scenario and saying to themselves, all right, we want to see these things. A sucker is born every minute and a fool every second. So they try to see whether or not people can't read the tea leaves on DeAndre Hopkins to see if they can get something back in return. And that's what they're waiting for. But I think that the Cowboys are playing their cards right, and they're waiting. Even if it's a bidding war, the Cowboys done set themselves already up in a good fashion because they okay. It's cool if they don't get them. It's cool if they do get them. Why? Because we went and got a Brandon Cooks. We already have a CeeDee Lamb. We already have a Michael Gallup. We got the draft. Now, after the draft, then the Cowboys can say, you know what? We didn't get the Zay Flower. We didn't get the Jalen Hyatt, or we didn't get a guy that we can think that we can bring forth and put on this team to help elevate us. Hey, Hop, come on over to Cowboys. We will give the Cards at least a fifth or a sixth, or the Cards by that time, whoever they draft, they may think to themselves, hey, they got their version of a DeAndre Hopkins. So they might then cut him, but they will be foolish of the Cards to get rid of DeAndre Hopkins before the draft. Technically speaking, is who heard the saying? A bird in your hand is better than two in the bush. Who heard the saying? That's the reality of it. So that's what they're going through. A bird in your hand is better than two in the bush. So they already got DeAndre Hopkins. They're going to try to hold on to him, waiting for that sucker, waiting for that fool to say, okay, all right, they don't want to go into bidding war with them. They would really wait to see whether or not they can go ahead and offer a second or a third or a fourth, etc. So that's just how it goes. Bring the king. This is my guy Braxton Gary. Appreciate you. He says he's the king. Bring him on. Bring him back. Bring him back. Yes, indeed. You don't have to worry about him not working out in the off season. He will work out, right? Cut Zeke and go get D-Hop. This is from Jordan A. So Zeke is already cut, right? So Zeke is already cut. The only thing would be also, and I went to Walmart this morning. I had to go get some items for the house. I went to Walmart. And one of my guys, he bumped into me. He said, hey, Law Nation, what's up, man? What's going on? I said, hey, what's going on, dog? What's going on? And we was in the produce aisle, right? Having a good, long, lengthy conversation. And he said, hey, man, they did my dog wrong. I said, who's your dog, man? Who's your dog, man? Who's your dog, you know? And he said, man, they did my dog Zeke wrong. I said, yeah, I feel you, man. And I said, it's business. He said, yeah, because he was going to hit, what, $16 million? And y'all know I wanted Zeke to stay. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But math came into the play. Math came into the picture. And he was sitting there saying, yeah, man. So, all right, man, so what they going to do with Zeke? Well, Zeke is out there on the open market. 31 other teams he's available for. 31 other teams passing him by day and day. But lo and behold, after the draft, if the Cowboys don't get who they really want or feel that they got the need to solidify their running back room, they can bring him back for a cup of coffee. Let me repeat, they can bring him back for a cup of coffee. It's business. I don't think they even did him wrong. It's business. Because right now, if a team really want him, they would give and they would do this word right here, what my guy just said. You know what I'm saying? Where is that? Where is that? Come on, here it is right here. Come on, Uncle Charles. Come on. Don't be shy now. Here you go.
Sacrifice.
There you go.
Don't give up the fight.
So what will happen here is after the draft, the Cowboys will comb through all what they need, and then they will see what they can do to help solidify that. And it could be just much so that Ezekiel Elliott back in Cowboys blue with the silver and the star on the side of his helmet. So that could be very much tangible things. Let me read out a super chat. Appreciate y'all so much for your love and adulation. Sadiq says, Law, there are over 200 people in here and only 58 likes, man. Y'all want me to close the show out? You know?
Shame. Shame.
Y'all want me to close it out, man? Come on, y'all get those likes up, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a long show today because, remember, we're going to be grinding hard for you. Sanjay says it would be better for the team to trade for a defensive tackle, Jeffrey Simmons, than Henry. Simmons would take this defense to the elite level. Mississippi State, baby, DLU. Yes, indeed, equals DLU, Defensive Line University. And if you're from Mississippi State, man, let me know, man. Let me know about Rice Hall and all of that, you know. But I agree 1,000 with my guy right here. If it was a choice, 3 options, Kevin Byard, Derrick Henry, and Jeffrey Simmons, shoot, give me doggone big boy down inside. Oh my goodness, man! I caught the tail end of my show of my guy's show, Skywalker, and he was going over back and forth about Osa Odighizuwa, right? And we was talking. He was talking about Osa and all what he brings to the table. He really liked him, juxtaposed to what the Atlanta Falcons had with Grady Jarrett, and they were so close to each other as far as skill sets. And right now, Osa is starting off a whole lot better than Grady Jarrett, right? He got 6 total tackles or 6 total sacks in his career, meant to say. And I was listening to the tail end of it, and it hit me. He was saying that, you know, Kalijah Kancey versus Mozzie, great analysis on what the difference will be for his Dan Quinn. But what if I told you guys that the reason why the Cowboys tend to do a lot of twist stunts to fabricate pressure inside is because they organically can't get pressure in the inside. Big Bo can't move weight around. Carlos Watkins been a journeyman for the most part of his career. Remember Gallimore, he was a converted 3 tech to a 1 tech, right? So although he gained size and ate some of my guy Vach's Lombardi's peanut butter, just because you got the size doesn't mean that the strength carry on, right? So we look at those things, and we had a Tristan Hill for multiple years here who couldn't really bust through a wet paper bag far as strength, but he can get you on quick gang and release gang. So they was rotating a lot of that with Osa, right? But when you start to really think about it and contextualize Osa's skill set to Kalijah Kancey. Kalijah, in my opinion, is just a little bit stronger, got a little bit more, even more of a burst and get off. His numbers and productivity is crazy when he was in college. And you think of it like, okay, if you do get a Mozzie, yes, you will have a guy that can be a 2-gapper that can really clog up lanes, etc. It'll be a good philosophy pick. But the reason why Osa didn't get off the way we wanted him to is because the person next to him never demanded anything. And we saw a little bit of that out of Jonathan Hankins, but Hankins is really himself is not a penetrator like that, right? He can gobble up, and he is a little bit. If it was like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, Hankins, we could have seen a little bit more out of that. But we have been putting Band-Aid on a bullet wound with that particular interior threat for many a moons. The last guy to have double-digit sacks from the inside, pause, was Jason Hatcher. right? So we look at those type of guys, and we never got a chance to continue to develop and get right pedigree. Like Big Bo Hanna. I like Big Bo, pushing big body, can't stop you. You know, he is a guy that I can foresee be a 1 or 2 sack year guy. If he get 4 or 5, we having a parade somewhere downtown Dallas, right? His duty and his spot and his ability is that. And what Dan Quinn sees is we're not pushing the pocket back. We're not being able to stop the run from what we got. So what happened here, or we can stop the run, but they catch us. For those who really went back and watched all of the film analysis and beyond, we can stop the run, but they catch us slipping. They catch us in this pass defense when we twist and try to get pressure, and they counter it, and they run on us. If you really love Dan Quinn defense, you got to look at the philosophy on how we attempt to stop the run. I think that we don't have personnel, right? And we have smaller bodies. As much as you can talk about my guy J-Rock, he's still a light body for his height and size, 6'4", 215. He get thrown out of the club sometimes. Now, granted, he can hit you when you're not looking. He can disengage. He got that country strength. But sometimes he get washed out because we in big nickel and they are running and they call the exact play to counter that. So I think that the way we can get back to good stuff is to get going with bigger interior guys, and you can keep your Osa, of course. So, yes, that's why it's a long around the wipeout way. And just Jeffrey Simmons is not a 350 guy, right? He's right at 308, 315. But the mentality, the low center of gravity to earth, he will deliver. So, yes, he will be more of an impact. And, yes, we'll be a super team. He would be like, you know how when Thanos got that last ring, that last little stone, and he was, you know what I'm saying? That's us right there. If we just add one guy on the defensive side, and when Thanos did that, you know, I'm going to have to get a visual element. And y'all remember when you got that one, when he put that last little stone, he put that last stone in, everybody thought it was over with. He was like, you know, that's how we would be all year. That defense was... I guess I'm taking things too far. But y'all get what I'm saying. It will literally have us just like that. That'll be the final piece that we put that stone on, baby. You know, it will have us shaking like, oh, yeah, baby. You know, come on. we put that last stone in to help solidify this particular defense.
Damn!
Oh, yeah! Y'all know what I'm feeling. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? Dallas Cowboys hard hitter. Yeah. Dallas Cowboys hard hitter. You know, it's the end game. Think about it. Look, it took a whole slew of Avengers to beat one Thanos. One-on-one Thanos wins, right? It took a whole slew. It took a whole slew of Avengers. It took all those people. Hulk couldn't beat him by himself. You know, shoot. Technically, Thanos won, you know. And then he went and retired, sat down on his porch, started smoking him some good stuff and eating the fruit of the land there with his half of his arm, you know. And he realized, hey, I'm at peace, man. They had to do the cheat code, up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start, right? They had to cheat to beat Thanos. Thanos literally won. When you really contextualize it all, right? They had to go back in time, you know. It's kind of like we might have to go back in time and grab Jimmy Johnson, you know, to help us win. We probably do have to go back in time to help us win. We probably had to go back in time and say, hey, Jimmy, man, we need you, man. We've been searching, man, for a long time, but we know what's needed now. Shout out to Marcus B, man. Shout out to everybody, man. But those are things that we all have to contextualize it when we start talking about this, one way or another, man. For real, for real. All right, let me see what else I got over here. I had something. I think that it was here. It was here. Let me see if I had it over here. Let me see if I can get my guy Osa over here. We had a chance to talk to him when he was out there at Oxnard.
Nation.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I watch your YouTube videos, bro.
Man.
Sir.
Osa putting in extra work with coach, and you see it's transferable. Rip, disengage, get upfield. We see these things, and watch the transferable evidence right here. Keep the pad levels low, chop, disengage, get upfield. Make the quarterback your baby. Get him off of his mark. Disengage, don't worry about the hole. Chop those hands, get it off of them. Keep your pad levels low. Don't look for the flag, just look for the results. Get upfield. No one is there to save you but you. Disengage, chop, defeat the two. Keep your pad levels low. Make the quarterback your baby. We seen this. That's why he's able to get the 4 sacks last season. The 1 forced fumble, 27 solos. Man brought everything to the table. Shout out to the coaches, making sure that he get everything right. That's what I like to see, Osa. Keep that pad level low and get to the quarterback. Salute. Look at him.
Nation.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I watch your YouTube videos, bro.
Yeah. So shout out to Osa, man. He worked out with this dude. Now that I know that's Sharif Floyd, I always call him T-Pain. I thought that was T-Pain. T-Pain will work out with Osa all day, man. And they did it before practice started. They did it also after practice. And I think that a guy that can turn things around will be Osa for the 2023 season. But if you fool around and you give Osa a legitimate guy that can pretty much do his job next to him on a consistent basis, where my button at? Damn. Yo, it'd be one of those things, man. But we do a lot of twist stunts to fabricate the pressure because we don't have guys that can get upfield. And there's no shade at Jonathan Hankins. Shout out to him. This will be a first time that we get a chance to put our hands on Jonathan Hankins during the OTAs, during training camp, during the preseason. And don't overwork the guy, too, by the way. And then you will see more and more opportunities, more and more situations for Osa. You know what? If Osa give us a double-digit sack, like let's say if Osa get 10 sacks this season, I'm going to find an Osa jersey and we're going to give it away to someone that watched this video today because I really want this for Osa and I really want it for anybody that put it down in the chat. Type in Osa in the chat, O-S-A. Put it down in the chat because those are things that I would like to do for Osa. If he can get double-digit sacks, that will be that will be great, baby. We just got to start playing around with it. I don't need to see Gallimore in the game. I don't need to see him. I need to see Osa giving me those reps, those opportunities. Alpha says 8 sacks. Let's do it. Because he had 4 last season, so that's doubling it up almost. That's doubling it up. But give us 10. Look, they holding the man. Disengagement, chop that hand away, dispose of it. Dip shoulder, get upfield. Yeah. So we can be that team. We can be that juggernaut. We just have to go get that one piece. And we'd be like, Thanos, you put that little piece in. Simmons had 7.5 sacks. Yes, indeed. Let me know. I think in that system, Simmons played more of the 1, though. Yeah, he played more of that 1 take. He didn't play that 3. But even though, regardless of it, it goes back to when the Green Bay Packers won their Super Bowl, the last time they won a Super Bowl. They had B.J. Raji inside, and they also had Cullen Jenkins. They had 2 big boys in there. And it would be nice, man. Ooh, it would be nice. Put Lawrence next to him. How do y'all feel about Law? You know what I'm saying? I would listen to that show as well, A to Z Sports Dallas, my guy, Will. he was also saying that, hey, D-Law guy, somebody called in, I forgot their name, charged it to my head, not my heart. I was dropping in before I went live. And it hit me. We've been trying to replace D-Law since we drafted Taco. Y'all remember that? The reason why we drafted Taco, because D-Law got hit up with he had a game suspension, or he had some I don't want to misquote, but allegedly he had PED still or something. He had to miss a few games. He had some off the field or something like that happen. But we've been trying to get rid of D-Law since we drafted Taco. And when we drafted Taco, D-Law said, oh, this is what y'all gonna do to me? This is how y'all feel about me? Okay. Then D-Law had an unbelievable year. The year we drafted Taco. If he had that same year the year before, we would probably been like, you know what? Let's put TJ on the other side. We got D-Law there. Yeah. So that's what we did. We drafted Taco to get rid of D-Law, and D-Law shined and never looked back. He had 14 and a half sacks, and then he followed that up with 11 sacks or something like that. So yeah. Shoot program, yeah. So that's what happened with him. And shout out to my guy D-Law, and we still looking for his replacement. We still trying to figure out how to get him up out of there. And he's untradeable right now. We just extended him. He counted more against the cap in the last 4 to 5 years than the quarterback. Matter of fact, he's counting $26 million against the cap. Nah. Right? So for all of the cap watchers, man, D-Law technically cost more than Dak Prescott in the last 5 years if you're only looking at the cap expenditures, right? So we can literally say that the Cowboys made their bed with doggone D-Law, and baby, we need to stick with him. NBA does it, the super team. Yeah, super team. All right, so with that being said, I appreciate y'all so much, man. My guy, before we go into the mock draft, I want to talk about my guy, KD Drummond. He was on 105.3 The Fan. Shout out to him. We're going to do a quick listen in to them, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on everything. I truly believe that this team, even I'm going to pull this up, and we're going to do this probably every day before the draft hit, because teams pretty much going to change by that draft time. But I'm going to get you guys answer. How many games will the Cowboys win even if we were to roll this roster out? This is their projected starters. How many games that you foresee with Dak Prescott, starting quarterback, Tony Pollard, starting running back, Jake Ferguson, your starting tight end, CeeDee Lamb, Cooks, Gallup, if healthy. Those are your 3 wideouts right there on the top row. And then your second row would be Tyron Smith. Man, let's pray that he can stay healthy. Tyler Smith. Then you have Tyler Biadasz. Did I say Tyler Smith? Tyron Smith, I meant to say. Zach Martin. Don't put the T in his name. Say it like me. Zach Martin. Terrence Steele. They need to quit playing around with it. Terrence Steele, right tackle. DeMarcus Lawrence, defensive end. Osa, next to Big Jonathan Hankin. What you thinking? And you know what? I need to cross out Dorrance Armstrong right there, right? Y'all see that? Y'all following along with me? You can't see my marker, but I need to cross out DA. And let's roll with Sam Williams right there. Who in favor of Sam Williams beating out DA this season and letting this rotation be? I wouldn't be mad at this at all. And let me just say this one more time for y'all. Let me put the camera back on me. I wouldn't mind at all if Dorrance Armstrong be the last rotation guy? I wouldn't be mad at all. Let me repeat. If Dorrance Armstrong be the last rotation guy. Oh, what do you mean? Let me say this again. I wouldn't be mad at all if Dorrance Armstrong be the last rotation guy. And DA, I know some of you people listen to the show. This is no hate or no shade upon you. On that edge, Sam, we drafted you for a reason in the second round. Get out there, Dante Fowler, and be the closeout guy, Osa. Think about this. If you buy into my program, look, DA, if you buy into my program, DA, you will have 7 to 8 sacks again. Start off with Sam. In the middle with Deontay Fowler. Can't even say the man's name right. And Dorrance Armstrong, you be the closeout guy. They be like, hey, man, you have fresh legs in the late quarters. You will get all of the attention you need. Sounds good. Yeah. Y'all agree with me. Praise God, man. I thank y'all, man. Let me go back to this thing right here. Yeah, so defensive edge guy, Sam Williams should get that spot. If whoever we draft at the middle linebacker, Leighton Vander Esch, she's going to hold it down until something else happens. Parsons, weak side linebacker. We all know how that goes in this particular setup. He's going to be rushing off the edge there. CBs. Let's talk about these CBs. The first two straight. That third CB slot. That third one right there. That third one right there, dog. That third one. DaRon Bland. I'm looking at DaRon Bland and I'm sitting here like, hey, repitens por favor. Let's do that again. Roll that back. And I want Jordan Lewis to be so hot, so angry, so mad that, you know what I'm saying, that every practice he's back to Dez. Dez. You know, y'all remember that? Who remember that? Dez. I want him to be like that in practice. Dez. You don't want this, Dez. Dez. And then all you saw was Dez catching all over. You can't guard me. You can't guard me. You can't guard me. And you for damn sure can't guard me. But I want that type of Jordan Lewis back on the field, right? I want that type of competition back out there on the field. Dez. So now it'll be Jordan Lewis saying, CD. And congratulations to Jordan Lewis. He got a newborn. Appreciate him and keep doing this thing. Jermaine says, yes, update your resume. Yeah, he got to. So I'm not giving it 1,000% to Sam Williams nor DaRon Bland. But baby, that means that we doing something good if those two boys can start over the current starters, right? So that's what I want. You know, I want that competition so bad that, hey, both of those boys, chin strap, helmets, and everything, fighting for it. But enough of me talking. Enough of me talking. Let's listen to these boys over here. Shout out to 105.3 The Fan for all what they do for the nation. They are the best over there, man. Tolo, turn it on, leave it on.
Do a quick rundown. Coaching staff, they got rid of Kellen. Mike McCarthy's taking over plays. I'm not mad at McCarthy taking over plays. That's what he does. So I'm actually anticipating seeing what that looks like. But I was a Kellen fan. I just thought that he was more of a collection of plays. than a scheme and a being able to progress from one play to another. So I'm interested to see what this looks like. I'm not opposed to it. Not a big fan of the Solari hire. I did some research. I didn't really like what I saw out of him. There were some stops that he had very good production out of his offensive lines, but for the most part, his offensive line stayed status quo to what they looked like before him, and then once he left, they stayed the same. So it wasn't really like an up or down. He just basically maintained the ship in every one of his stops. So I'm a little bit concerned about the offensive line. I know that's been the talk recently with the discussion about where Terrence Steele is going to play, so interesting there. But the main takeaway, obviously, is that the Cowboys figured out they've always had one phase of talent acquisition figured out, and that's a draft. The Cowboys are phenomenal at drafting. They like to sign their own, but they have never really taken hold of the other two phases of talent acquisition, which is obviously high-priced veteran free agency, where you're looking to, get the last missing piece to your team and take them over the top. They've never really done that in the last several years since Brandon Clark was really the last superstar or big contract that they signed of an outside free agent. But they did start doing what everybody has been calling for them to do, and that is be active on the trade front. And they are using these day 3 picks to make trades. They acquired Brandon Cooks. He essentially has a 1-year, $12 million deal with a cap hit split between 2 years with a second-year option. So he costs $6 million on the cap this year. If they don't want him anymore, he costs $6 million on the cap next year, but they have an $8 million option to bring him back. Then they have Stephon Gilmore at cornerback, sealing up the CB2 across from Trevon Diggs. But outside of that, everything else Dallas has done this offseason is exactly what they've done every offseason, and that's take care of their own. But when you add the mix of trading for other veterans, it makes everything else look great in a different light. You bring back Van Der Esch, you bring back Dono. These are moves that the Cowboys needed to make. But when they're augmenting these other big trade acquisitions, now it looks a lot better, even though they still haven't gone out and signed a big free agent. The Cowboys do not believe in giving guaranteed money to people that have not proven their worth within the organization. I've written it several times. The Cowboys look at long-term contracts with a bunch of guaranteed money as rewards, not as pay for future performance. They like to reward their people for making them money. Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, after he proved it, their own free agents have basically gotten contracts that say, thank you for everything that you've done, but we don't really worry about what it means in the future because you've made us this money already. They look at it.
Man, then KD, man, he should be a rapper, man. Twister don't got nothing on him. He's spitting the good stuff over there. Check him out, KD Drummond. Let me try to gather all what he's saying right now. Cowboys don't make big moves. But let me go all the way back. Let me go all the way back to the Solari piece, the Mike Solari. He said that he did his research on Mike Solari, and either before the team hired him, they were the same, and while they had him, they were the same, and after he left, they were the same. Now, my thoughts would be, can we just improve in areas like pass block win rate? Can Solari bring in a philosophy that we can just improve in that? I think naturally the type of offensive lineman that we have in-house already pretty much want to run the ball, right? We've seen multiple videos and excerpts of Zach Martin saying, run the ball. Well, let's run the ball. And now that we get at least a piece of that, because we can't have everything. I know how we do. I know how we think, Cowboy Nation. We want everything. But if we can bring in, and Joe Philbin, for what he did, even though he didn't want us to draft Tyler Smith, etc., 4 out of the 5 guys that moved around on that offensive line for us to still keep things maintained and going back-to-back 12-5 years, I'm not finna throw the baby out with the bathwater, although that's an old baby out of Joe Philbin, right? And some would say, hey, he was going through, type of illness and ailments and stuff like that, but they doggone for sure didn't throw him a going-away party or a retirement party. They just sent him off, right? So we got Solari. And if Solari can marginally help this team out and you sprinkle in the philosophy of Schottenheimer, then I don't have these reservations. I don't have these reservations. So my reservation is not as high as KD. Now, I do 1,000,000% agree with KD on the Cowboys, how they view the money. They view the money wrongfully. They say, okay, we will give you this money if you do X, Y, and Z, and they hold your feet to the fire and you have to earn it. Now, I think that the Cowboys need to change some of this, because what they do, they overvalue their in-house guys and they undervalue the outside guys. They would not give longitudes and latitude to the outside guy. They would be so willingly to sweep the outside guy under the rug or out the door, juxtaposed to their own. Now, we like our guys' philosophy is not a bad one, believe it or not, because we draft so well. I think that if we can just continue to add a little sauces here and there, the chicken won't be so bland, right? Have you ever seen someone cook a nice meal and it smells good? It kind of look good, but when you taste it, it says bland. You say, and one time, when you really think about it, a chef sometimes think it's disrespectful when you putting season on the food that they prepare, right? So you got to understand that we're not out here to hate the Cowboys. We love the Cowboys, but what we're saying is one or two moves. Put a little, listen to the nation a little bit. Sprinkle some of Mama's cooking on it just a little bit. And when you see it, y'all seen it, right? Somebody cook a nice little deal. We learn we don't use the iodine salt anymore. Man, we use that pink Himalaya salt. You know what I'm saying? Well, and if you really get into it, if you follow some good old people, man, from my neck of the woods, they put some black salt on it. But that's a whole nother storyline. I don't want FBI, Facebook to come get me. But you put a little salt in there, man. And you taste it and you say, this food's kicking, And if you like me from the South, you keep some of Louisiana hot sauce somewhere near and close to you, because that can take you over the top. Just some little sauce and a little spice. And the Cowboys this offseason been adding a little more sauce and a little bit more spice than what they've been doing to the original plan. Because, yes, we were one click away from what Stephen Jones was saying, from winning, or one or two pieces away from winning against the 49ers. And yes, for those who are out there saying that, we would never win because of Rain Dakota Prescott. Well, if to a degree, if you want to believe that, because it's been 8 years now, 7 years of him playing, right? Then we stuck with that, right? We stuck with Dak Prescott. And you can look at it from two perspectives, a bad way or a good way, right? And how can you put things around said thing that you said that you stuck with to make it better, right? Because there are two types of people in life. They are born with disadvantages, but they use their disadvantages as advantages. Stephen Wonder can't say. Because he can't see, he didn't say to himself, I'm stuck without vision, so therefore I would not sing. I would not perform in front of crowds. I'm blind. And I'm going to sit in my closet and not do anything. And, I ain't going to say I just called to say I love you. He could have just said, no, I'm not going to call no one, He ain't going to talk from the bottom of his heart, right? Because he can't say. But there are two ways that you can look at it. You can continue to live in your misery, or you can get out of it. And I believe that the Cowboys are looking at it and saying, okay, let's put more and more weapons. Let's put more and more pieces around him. Because the Eagles could have had the same mindset and the same thought track when they went 9-8. Did they get embarrassed in that playoff game? And they said, okay, they got a quarterback that's on a rookie's contract. Let's go out. And I'm not saying that the Cowboys should do the same things or similar things. But what they said to themselves is, hey, they had a 9-8 quarterback who couldn't hit water that fell off a boat. Let's focus on the things that he do well at. Let's put more and more pieces around him. And let's go get an A.J. Brown, right? They went and paid $100 million for A.J. Brown. And there's not a Cowboy fan in the chat that can tell me I ain't going to say out debate me because they shoot. Knowing some of these Cowboy fans, they'll fuss at a wall. But you can't tell me that the doggone Eagles would have made it to the Super Bowl without A.J. Brown, right? That this dude, Jalen Hurts, would have did the same thing with Jalen Reagor out there, Or if they look at it and said, you know what? The defense, they were 9-8 the previous year. We okay with what we got. Let's just keep the weapons. Let's not put another defensive back to match up with Darius Slay. You got Slay already. You good with the other? No, they went and got a Bradbury. They went and paid money for him. And he was a solid number 2 defensive back or number 1 defensive back for the Giants, and he became a solid number 2 defensive back for the Eagles, right? So y'all know how that goes. It's all about improving your team from one year to the next. So when you look into these things, it's better to do it the way that you will and deal just a little bit. Don't get complacent. Don't beat down your team to a degree and say, hey, 12-5, we would never make it. Oh, man, 12-5, we lost to the same team, the 49ers, back to back, in the playoffs. We can't beat the Niners. That's okay. That's understandable right now. But their drought been longer than ours. And they've been to the promised land, and they've been rejected time and time again. I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world for me to be a Cowboy fan versus a Niner fan. I don't care how many times. They could have been to the Super Bowl every year since 95. I'm still going to represent my silver and blue, and I love every loss. My brother will let you know right now I love every loss. See, I let them rest by 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes I let them rest for a whole month. And then I say, hey, man, how you feeling, man? You know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. Y'all follow with me. Let's listen to some more of this, Katie.
Differently than a lot of other front offices. So it's very difficult for them to say, let me give you all of this money for things that you've done to benefit other teams. It's just not in their mentality to do things that way. So overall, I think that they've improved their off-season process, but there's still some things that they could do better. But I'm much happier this off-season than we were last off-season when everybody was just in a group state of depression over everything that the Cowboys weren't doing.
Katie, you mentioned the Cowboys paying their own. I'm going to ask you a question on a scale. 1 being absolutely not confident at all, 10 being uber confident. How confident are you that Trayvon Diggs, cornerback 1 on this Cowboys team, plays for the Cowboys on a next contract?
Hey, let me be messy just a little bit. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm about to do, right? Y'all know what I'm about to do, man. Is Trayvon Diggs still CB1? Yes or no? Is he CB1? I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. I just want to know from y'all, is he CB1? I want to know, man, what's going on? Y'all all right? Yes, he is. Okay, woo. Okay, yes. No. Okay, I got one no. Nick. Yes and no. Marcus B. Ooh. Oh, baby. Just by that friction of not being a unanimous decision of everybody saying yes, that means that iron will sharpen iron even more. That means that this team will be even better. Yes, he is CB1. That's my girl, Brandy. Yes, indeed. Iron sharpen iron. Meaning that there will be times and opportunities. It's not a knock on him. There will be time and opportunities for him to learn from Gilmore. Oh, my goodness. Gilly going to be teaching him things, traits and stuff like that is going to benefit his overall game, and he's going to take a back seat sometimes. Nothing wrong with sitting back and learning. learning from your peers, right? Just don't have your peer-to-peer coaching, But it's also a good feeling because I can say this, even in the wide receiver room, there will be times and chances and opportunity for even Cedarius Lamb to learn from Brandon Cooks. There will be times that Brandon Cooks will learn a little bit from Lamb. But most importantly, the things that Lamb learned from Cook will be so much beneficial. Juxtaposed to Lamb trying to figure out it all by himself, trying to learn from Noah Brown, trying to learn from who else was on this team. Oh, it was only Noah Brown to being the veteran guy, and then waiting all the way to the tail end of the year for T.Y. And here's the truth. I like the Cowboys leaving no stone unturned by them bringing in Zay Flowers, bringing in the Tank Dale kid. Ooh, that dude, his release is so nasty. By the Cowboys leaving no stone unturned, letting us know that they're not sleeping on any of these guys. But most importantly, just think about this on how the elevation of a team can be just like that. There's a documentary out there, Larry Fitzgerald, one of the better wide receivers in the last 2 decades, right? Fitz, he literally said that if it wasn't for Emmitt Smith going to the team, teaching him the small nuances, teaching him how to prepare and get ready, teaching him the good and the bad stuff that come with the durations of the season. Have you ever noticed in Larry Fitzgerald's season, he didn't have a lot of nick and knacks and a lot of injuries, just like Emmitt? Because of what was told. Frederick Anderson, or what was taught to him, Frederick Anderson, and how to prepare and get ready. Frederick Anderson says, shout out to you for the super chat. It says 1B. I love that. 2 ones. Let's give it some more.
When we say next contract, I assume you mean long-term deal, multiple years. Mm-hmm. I think that Diggs is going to be franchise tagged next year. I don't think that they're going to.
Yep. Trevor says, Stoker says, Larry Fitz was there with Emmitt. Damn, that man was old and dusty by the time he finally left. Yep. It's a documentary out there. Maybe I'll put it on one of my YouTube shorts and have that little piece cut up of how he learned so much. Yeah, that's crazy, huh? What year was Fitz drafted? Was it 03? Was he 03 guy, 02? That was the year Emmitt was there. Believe it or not. See, you can learn. That old broom can get those corners, man. You just got to pick it up and learn from it, 03. Yep. That's what I exactly would do. We would try to find that clip, find that docu. I love documentaries, man, during the off season. Yeah. So, Emmitt was still in the NFL in 03. Yeah, believe it or not. Emmitt Father Time, baby. Father Time finally caught up with him, gray beard Emmitt now, And true story before I hit play again, Emmitt pulled the Jason Witten route. ESPN picked him up, and he had a horrible stay with ESPN. Shout out to my guy, Emmitt. He's a whole lot better speaking in front of the mic, but there's been a turn of the century now that how these players they play a good career, they be Hall of Famers, then they go the route of speaking in front of millions of people via broadcast and ESPN and beyond. Just like Tom Brady. Tom Brady is finna make more and more money broadcasting now, right? I'm gonna tell my little ones, instead of inspired in that, they can be doctors and lawyers. But if you thought about being in broadcasting, shoot, they make coins over there. Not to go after the money, but go after the passion. Baby, they make some coins doing that stuff, man. Those beat reporters is one thing, but being one of those analysts, anchors, shoot, you making some money. Then still have your side hustle, Yeah, Emmitt Beard was grayed out. Yes, indeed, man. I don't know who aged gracefully the worst. You know what I'm saying? Emmett at least cut his off. But when Jerry Rice, he tried to hold on to his, and he had his, when Jerry Rice was playing for the Seattle Seahawks, he had the braids to the back. It started literally because Jerry Rice had like the Stephen A. Smith hairline, but he had the braids with it. Yeah. Shout out to Jerry Rice, man. But Jerry Rice held on to his for a long time. Emmett said, you know what? I'm just going to cut mine off. Who remember High Top Fade Emmett, man? Shout out to Emmett, though, man. But, man, yeah, Prime Time made a comeback with his hairline, though. Prime Time got them seeds, man, put in his head, man. And Prime Time got an edge now, though. But I think it was Jerry Rice. He held on. He kept on holding on. Y'all remember Jerry Rice? I said, man, started way back here. I'm gonna go ahead and go bald, man. If my hairline start being back right here, man, y'all will see Law Nation just with the beard, man. I'll ask him, can you take the beard and put it up top? All right, let me get back to the conversation, man. What we were talking about? Oh, we were talking about this right here.
Work out an agreement this offseason or during the year. I think that he's going to end up being on the franchise tag. I'd say 51%. There's a deal to be made there, but he's going to be top of the market, and cornerbacks are very expensive. It's come down. It was a surprising offseason because none of the cornerbacks that got paid this year got paid to the level that they had been the previous couple years, where the top of the market was hovering around $20 million. Jalen Ramsey got it a couple years ago, and then guys would be either slotted in just under him or just above him. But Trevon Diggs is in a position, based on the interception totals that he's had, the Pro Bowl appearances, the All-Pro nominations. He's going to top that. He's going to demand that on the open market, and I don't know if the Cowboys are interested in paying him that money. I would probably say that CeeDee Lamb gets paid between the two of them from the same draft year. Obviously, Lamb has a fifth-year option the Cowboys are going to exercise here in May to make sure they keep him under lock, and then they can franchise tag him the next year. So they're probably looking at least 2 more years of control, but I think a deal gets done with him. But Diggs, I'm at about 51%. I think it will happen, but there's a very, very limited amount of confidence that's going to take place.
Dang, man. They just need to go ahead and pay Diggs, man. Yes, indeed. We can tag Diggs. No, man, go and pay them, man. We need to stop using these tags, man. Go ahead and pay them now. Go ahead and pay him now. Lost in translation says Irvin is holding on pretty good. Yeah, Irv holding on real well, man. And you don't see the Beijing dye in him. You know what I'm saying? But you saw it in Brian Dawkins. Yeah, who remember Brian Dawkins, man? That joker was on TV, man. He had cut his eyebrows off, drew them back on, had the Beijing dive in with the waves. I said, God, dog, it's tripping, dog, it's tripping. But nobody would tell him, you know what I'm saying? Nobody said, hey, dog, you tripping over there. Him and what's the other guy, Ray. Ain't nobody telling Ray Lewis, hey, dog, you got the Beijing, you tripping, man, you tripping on the shirt. They'll just sit there and let him talk. They'll be like, yeah. Ain't nobody telling Brian Dawkins or my guy Ray Lewis, hey, dog, you putting that Beijing in there, right? Y'all ain't gonna like me today, huh? Oh my gosh, man. Can't tag Diggs. He's a second rounder. I thought you could tag anybody you want to after they go through. After they go through what they go through, you know. But here's the philosophy. I ain't gonna talk about Shay Sharp, man. Shay Sharp getting in his feelings, man. He would call me out, man. But shout out to Shay Sharp, man. Shout out to Shay Sharp, man. I ain't gonna talk about good old Shay. Club Shay be going hard. We were talking about Trevon Diggs, right? All right, so Trevon Diggs, the reason why I say it's very important for us to go ahead and sign Trevon Diggs, because you got the 5th-year option with CeeDee Lamb. And I truly believe that the Cowboys can literally, go ahead now, give him an offer, 3-year deal, no 2-year. Give him a 3-year deal, 3 to 4 year deal, and I think that he would take it. I truly believe he would take it. But if you end up not doing that, the price of the bag is going to go up. Think about all of the moves that we're doing now. I don't foresee, even if Trayvon Diggs have the same amount of year, if, let's say, for example, on the low end, if Trayvon Diggs do the same thing he did his rookie year, right, that's still grounds of getting him that bag. Even if he go all the way back to his rookie year of playing defensive back, think about it. How many INTs he had his rookie year? What, 3 or 4 INTs? The time before we had that was Terrence Newman, right? We had to go all the way back, way when Terrence Newman used to give us about 3 or 4 interceptions every year. We've been voided in that DB room for a long time. The things that Dayron Bland did his rookie year and what Trayvon Diggs shoot. Remarkable. We used to literally be satisfied if a defensive back can give us 2. We used to back in the day. We're like, man, come on, man. If a defensive back can give us just 2, we'd be all right. Now we on the verge of getting a defensive backs that going to give us at least 4 or 5, man. And Diggs last season, of course, he dropped by 3 INTs. I think Diggs should have had at least 7 INTs last season. Just go ahead and pay Diggs, man. At minimum, you will have rookie year Diggs. At minimum. I don't think Diggs will ever be the rookie year Diggs. But at minimum, you will have rookie year Diggs, and we will at least accept that. How many people would love for Kelvin Joseph to play at least like rookie year Trayvon Diggs? Or how many people in the chat would at least wanted the other DB outside of Bland to play at least like rookie year Trayvon Diggs, right? A lot of people. Come on.
Oh boy, tagging Trayvon Diggs.
Sorry, I don't mean to worry.
Tony Montana says he should have made that play against the 49ers. The aficionados should have made that call too. The 49ers, yes, they made that play, but it shouldn't have been the play. The aficionados should have made that play too. It was an illegal play. It's illegal play. So both ways. And why we got Trayvon Diggs on the tight end anyhow? Who's supposed to be the underneath guy anyhow on him? Come on.
But yeah, I don't think it's going to be a pretty negotiation.
No, I mean that is an honest assessment, and that's what we asked for.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm thinking about tagging Trayvon Diggs to the tune of what? Anticipated a franchise tag between what, $19 to $20 million for a top 5 corner salary, possibly going into 2024. That's a hard pill to swallow if you're trying to get a long-term deal done. Obviously, now as we head toward the NFL draft, the Cowboys have, it looks like, Katie, positioned themselves well to really be able to go, if you're a believer in BPA or BPA at a position of need. How do you feel about where the Cowboys are as they set themselves up for the NFL draft?
Come on.
Yeah, I'm glad you added that addendum because that is my phrase, BPAPN, best player available at a position of need. I think
best player available, position of need. I like that. I'm going to have to take that one away from him. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to take that one, though. You know, I like that. BPA.
Thief! Stop! Thief! Come back, thief!
that's the way that the Cowboys have attacked the draft for the last decade plus. It's basically, let's look at our 2 or 3 biggest needs and take the best player available out of that group. And then as you solve one position, then you add another position back into that mix. and then you say, hey, let's make sure we don't leave the third round without this guy. And I think we really saw that coming to fruition last year when they were just absolutely not going to leave the first 3 rounds without another wide receiver, and that's how you ended up with Jalen Tolbert. Who I think a lot of us tried to convince ourselves because of the, South Alabama isn't a small school, but it's a small football school, as far as reputation.
In the beginning.
So I think a lot of us tried to convince ourselves that was a great pick, and he might still have a big ceiling, but very disappointing rookie season, and he'll admit that. I do love everything that he said. But I think the Cowboys have done a great job to put themselves in position in 2023 to do just that. I think they still have long-term needs at cornerback. I mean, Stephon Gilmore is up there in age. Yeah. We hope that he is able to play the same way he did last year. He had a knee surgery that kind of rejuvenated him, and hopefully everything, stays on the up and up. But expecting to re-sign him after this season and have him performing at that level, that's probably, a pipe dream. So the Cowboys have to go right back in cornerback.
Shout out to you, Nobles.
They need help along the offensive line, depending on what they do with this shuffle between Teron Smith, Terrence Steele, and Tyler Smith. They need help on the interior. There's a contract waiting to be, waiting to expire in Biotish at center. So there's definitely needs along the offensive line. Running back, obviously, more depth at wide receiver. There are positions that the Cowboys need to attack, but they've done a tremendous job in not just solving the depth issue, which is what they take care of every year. They always go into free agency and say, hey, let's make sure that we have at least a serviceable guy, what we call a JAG, just another guy, at the top of the depth chart at every position. But now they have premier talent at almost every crucial position, and that really frees them up to take the best guy available. But I still think they're going to target corner or offensive line in the first round, but they do have the flexibility of not having to reach for any of these picks.
Man, KD put it right there. We put ourselves in the best spot so we won't have to reach for a need for any of these guys. And it is all backed by the information that I just showed you guys. And I can't wait. That dude did look like T-Pain, Jay. Yeah, he did. I thought it was T-Pain. T-Pain working all hard with Osa, man. Yeah. Law Nation. All right, so what we like to do at this time, we like to open up the lines for everyone to give their thoughts and everything, and who we should go draft and what we should do. And these sorts of things. 657-390-7391. The hotline is brought to you by Underdog. Use promo code LAW, LAW, baby. All I'm going to say is, if you hit that $10 million, man, I have a feeling that somebody is going to hit that $10 million from this show. Just holler at your boy, for me manifesting it. You know what I'm saying? For me to put you in the right spot. Just holler at your boy, if you hit that 10 million. You know what I'm saying? And when you do hit that 10 million, no shade upon the super chat. But you hit me up with that. But don't send it via super chat. You know what I mean? Because YouTube gonna take 33 1/3%. We can just meet somewhere, man. Somewhere in Dallas. Make a hand-to-hand deal. Be like Power. Just make a hand-to-hand. All right, 657-390-7391. You just got to be 18 years or older, and please check with your particular state on whether or not you guys can gamble, fantasy, or put bets up. Just check with your state before you participate. Let's go. Come on.
There are 3 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself.
All right. The name is Law Nation. I appreciate everybody. I got my dog, man, from the 214. Darius, man, you live.
Yeah, Law Nation, big dog. Tell me up. So
I don't know if you remember this argument that we had, but you don't got a lot to kick it.
Right.
You know, if you don't remember, you don't remember.
Right.
But now, there was an argument about Tony Pollard versus Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
Now, we had that argument during the middle of the season, and you went and took it to your boy Ryan, the twin maker.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all had y'all arguments about that and the whole nine. So now, you know how you tell me the truth, take his time, you know, get out of bed, might fart a little bit, scratch his ass, brush his teeth. Well, guess what? The truth is here now. So now my argument was Tony Pollard is not a bell cow back, every down back. Now guess who is in the market for a running back? I give you a guess. It ain't the 49ers who got Christian McCaffrey, but the Cowboys just so happen to be in the market for a running back.
Oh, really?
Nation.
Oh, really?
You got some explaining to do, my brother.
Yeah, let me break it down. But I hope you did your market research. Now, what did the 49ers give up to get Christian McCaffrey? What did they give up to get?
A whole load. A boatload.
A whole boatload. You know, do you remember what they gave up for him? Yeah, no.
Not exactly, but I know some picks, some players, and some stuff going on.
Yeah. And at that time, it was worth it because especially they had Jimmy Garoppolo, and then he folded up and got hurt, and then they brought in Brock Purdy, and everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie was saying, look at Brock Purdy. But you got to also contextualize that is what Christian McCaffrey brings to the table. I said that he was a good player, right? But here's the thing. He went from being all right in Carolina land because they wasn't utilizing and using him to his max capability. Then he went over to the 49ers land and he had a resurge, a rebirth, a new beginning. He started to look even better. So I think that we had this conversation, Darius, that who is better, right? Tony Pollard or Christian McCaffrey. And I said that Tony Pollard still got that explosiveness, got that burst. And shoot, I would take Tony Pollard over Christian McCaffrey. Guess what? I was still, and I know you finna say, dog, man, you just got those Cowboys tinted glasses on, but I would still take Tony Pollard over Christian McCaffrey if he can be utilized correctly.
So then, and I'm glad you that was a great segue because I was just about to tell you. Then during the middle of the season, you had a sugar rush off of all that Kool-Aid. You was bouncing off the walls, you was hitting backflips off of that Tony Pollard Kool-Aid. Listen, man, I feel you. That's cool.
Right.
We're in the market for Bijan Robinson. We're in the market for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if Tony Pollard was everything, you know, the Kool-Aid sip was saying he is, I don't think we would be in the market for Bijan Robinson.
I think it's unfair to contextualize that, especially since the dude coming off of an injury, you know. So there still should be some reservations on that. I will hold my reservations on Tony Pollard until I can see him running. Even though Tony Pollard walking around now with a tattoo sleeve all down his leg, that's cool and all. But I want to know now, can he cut? Do he still make that bounce to the outside mentally? Because we can all say, okay, yeah, he was doing that before the injury, right? And this is not me moonwalking back from the Tony Pollard conversation, but this is just business. I think that one of the best running backs in the league is the guy by the name of Derrick Henry, right? He's one of the best running backs in the league. And them over there are talking about shopping him. They want to get draft picks. They want to move on from him. And I'm just telling you guys right now, in the last 4 or 5 years, I don't think that no one been as productive as Derrick Henry, and they trying to get rid of him now. So that doesn't mean that all of a sudden that Derrick Henry is washed up or done. It's just that it's business. He's finna be 28, 29 years of age.
Yeah.
Business.
Yeah.
I
take that. My other, lastly, my last point is, so you go into this old man rant about the revenue sharing. I said,
right,
here you
right.
go.
Yeah,
Every time he about to get to talk about the revenue sharing, here you go.
Yeah.
But listen, but look, this is what I gotta say about that. It's like, Law, bruh, if Cowboy Nation truly like revolted against Jerry Jones and stopped buying the season tickets, and they completely voiced their opinion about the product that's being put on the field, and it was no Cowboy fans in the stands, and it was all a whole other team in the stands instead of Cowboy fans, and we did that for a whole year or two, stop buying jerseys, stop buying all this merch. Law, I guarantee, I'm not saying it's what we should do, but I'm saying I guarantee it ain't enough revenue sharing in the world for Jerry Jones to just sit through that. I guarantee you that will move him in a certain type of way. He would not be able to take that. That's the same way like Law Nation fans. I guarantee you, if Law Nation fans, well, no, that's not a good analogy. I ain't gonna
well, it's all good, it's
but,
good. You use
But I guarantee you that'll hit him in a different way. That'll move something. It ain't enough revenue sharing anywhere to not let that make him, move different. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I feel you, man. But Jerry Jones himself, the skin falling off the face with strawberries everywhere, the hairline pushed all the way back. I mean, at this time, man, he had more years behind him than he have in front of him. Now, he might outlive us all, right? But him losing a few money here and there, that's the least of his worries. He finna be 81 years of age. And when you still look back at it, he just had the girl, what's this girl name? She just performed there, Taylor Swift, you know what I'm saying? At the stadium. Mm-hmm. He done made hands over fists just this past weekend at the stadium. So he's making money, So I'm looking at it like this. I wouldn't be surprised if EJ and Terrence, they have to fight down here in Dallas, you know what I'm saying, at the stadium. Because, because Jerry Jones is a willer and dealer. He's going to make money. Falling out. Sleep. He's making money now as another strawberry grow on his face, right? As he lose hair and he's getting more paler and paler. He's making money. He put on a 3-piece suit. He got ladies coming out of the woodshed saying that you are my father, and he's trying to pay off them allegedly. So it's one thing that I can tell you for sure, that this dude, a bookie, they make money regardless of the outcome of the game, and that's Jerry Jones. He's like that bookie, man. He's going to make money regardless. So at the end of the day, he know how to twist it, because we was 12-5, 12-5, 2 years in a row. So if we were 5-12, 5-12, then I can tell you, man, yeah, you're right. But ain't no way. There are more diehard fans. There are more casual fans than diehard fans. That's what I wanted to say.
Man, as usual, man, much love. Stay up. I'm going to holler at you, man.
Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate you, fam. That's a good call from my guy,
right.
Darius, man. Jerry ain't worried about losing a few dollars here and there. Man, I promise you, man. And they just ain't, the money haven't even came in yet. The guaranteed money from the TV deals haven't came in yet from Amazon. And they are bending over backwards so much to get more and more money. They're talking about, hey, let's play an extra game on Thursday. That teams can now play more than one game on Thursday. You think they care about the players? No, they care about that money. Amazon probably say, hey, we'll throw in an extra $2 to $3 billion if you guys can get an extra game in for these boys on Thursday, because they got all of the rights on Thursday. Y'all see how that go? Follow the money. And the revenue sharing, I think that it really sullied the NFL a little bit, but it kind of masked over it, right? What would be the true incentive of going to the Super Bowl and winning it when everybody get the split of the revenue? These guys can, walk around and talk about, yes, my organization won X, Y, and Z, but the reality of it is the money. The money, man, follow the money. It goes all the way back to the movie I saw many moons ago, Inside Man, with Denzel Washington. Follow the money. Follow the money, man. But it is what it is. But good call from Darius, man. I got my guy from the 562. Aaron, you're live, fam. Holla at me.
What's going on, Law? How you doing today?
Oh, man, all is well, man. Talk to me, man.
That's good. That's good. Well, man, I agree. We should definitely sign Diggs so we can stop that headache from, just prevent it from happening.
Yeah.
And then, but I do like the analysis the old boy gave. He said the Cowboys is going to draft either an offensive, defensive lineman, or a cornerback. And I'm with that.
Mm-hmm. With the first pick, with the 26th pick?
Yeah, with the first pick, it's going to be either a D lineman or offensive line or a cornerback. I don't think Bijan Robinson is going to drop that, bro. I don't think it.
Yeah.
Because you got Carolina that's taking in front of us.
Yep.
Who else needs a running back? Seattle needs a running back.
I mean, even the Giants. The Giants got Saquon for 1 year, right? He on a franchise tag.
Exactly.
I mean,
I can see the Giants moving on from him.
Or the Eagles, man. The Eagles, man, shoot. They got rid of Miles Sanders. I mean, they got to understand that Penny, he ain't going to be that guy. And I know, Eagles fans right now think Penny, whatever that guy's name, Rashard Penny, he can probably walk on water right now. But let's be real, man. The Eagles might draft Bijan Robinson because we talking about Bijan Robinson. So if the Cowboys stop talking about Bijan Robinson, maybe the Eagles might not even look at Bijan Robinson. They weren't looking at Jalen Hurts. They weren't looking at Dallas Goedert. But the Cowboys were talking about those boys. And then they were saying, you know what? Shoot, since we always picking in front of the Cowboys, let's just ride the wave of who the Cowboys say that they want. Let me know if I'm wrong.
Right, yeah, I see that. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And my other thing, what would you trade for Derrick Henry?
I like Derrick Henry, Roll Tide. He's right here in Dallas. Right. He's a hard-working guy. With the 26th pick, if you want to just swap that out with the Titans right now, I think the Derrick Henry guy with the 26th pick out of this running back class right now, who is better than Derrick Henry?
None that I can miss off the top of my head.
Well, that's your answer. Go right there.
I mean, because you got two different styles of running back. You got the Tony Pollard, and then you got the workhorse.
Yep, and then you still have Tony Pollard as his role. You just swapping Derrick Henry for Ezekiel Elliott, basically.
That's all we asked for.
Yeah. So I mean, it's one of those things. Now, we can look at the draft pick and look at it like normally within the confines of a draft. There's about 13 to maybe 15 first round grades on draft guys. By 16th pick, 17th pick, most people have a second round grade on those players. So if you're expecting next season to draft late again because you're winning games, then make that move. Yeah. Make that move. And then that will also solidify the fact that you do trust Tony Pollard because Tony Pollard can be that split back, and then you look at Derrick Henry being that guy that's going to be a rotational situation. But I would say this, though. I would say this. Me. I want that other kid, though, Jeffrey Simmons. I would take him.
Jeffrey Simmons? Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. Now, one last thing, man. I think it was yesterday the caller said that Dak lost his security blanket in Dalton Schultz. I don't think Dalton Schultz was a security blanket. I think he was just trying to get his numbers up so he could be effective.
Yeah.
And I think the two young guys that's behind them, I think they can outperform Dalton Schultz because I feel like they can do a little bit more than him.
Yeah.
They can hold on. Hopefully, one of them can hold on the ball better than Dalton Schultz. I feel like Dalton Schultz, for some reason, I always put the ball on the ground, even if the players overhead, the ball is always on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
I don't see that as a loss. Yeah. But that's it, Long. I'm going to hit you up later. Appreciate you having me on.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. Salute. Good call from him, man. And it also depending on what's there at the first round. If all of your picks that you want is gone at the 26th spot, then it's a no-brainer to go get Derrick Henry. And I see y'all in there right now saying, "Law, you out your mind." But I want you guys to think open-mindedly. You know what I'm saying? Because, all right, so let me just pull this around and put this up here. All right, so these are Derrick Henry's numbers. He had 1,534 yards rushing last season, 13 touchdowns that put him in second in the NFL. He was one of the guys that had a little bit more touchdown than my guy Ezekiel Elliott. He averaged 4.4 yards, right? So you mean to tell me that you're going to find a running back that's coming out of the draft year one that's going to present these type of numbers? Like I said, the last running back to give you 12 touchdowns as a rookie for the Cowboys. His name was Tony Dorsett. That was in 1978. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that you can strike and hit that money again, drafting a running back out of Bijan Robinson, etc. Even like my guy Zeke, his rookie year, he had like 16, 17 touchdowns his rookie year. That was phenomenal. And look where he was drafted at. So, all right, and let me look at 2021. He was injured that year, but he still had 10 tubs, 937 yards, 2021. And then 2020, he had 2,027 yards, 5.4 yards, 17 touchdowns. So I don't think that I'm being unrealistic. But if you go get give up a first round draft pick for Derrick Henry, it's not the end of the world. Look, we done still set ourselves up for our roster to be clearly good with Derrick Henry or without Derrick Henry. It goes back to what I said earlier too, to even the Eagles per se. They went and got A.J. Brown. They already had a first-round draft pick. They had 2 first-round draft picks out of their wide receivers. Jalen Reagor, he was a first-round draft pick. We all know that what he was. And then they had Smitty, first-round draft pick. So technically, and they had Dallas Goedert. And they went and got a Zach Pascal. They didn't really need an A.J. Brown technically. But he was worth it, right? So you got to start looking at those type of things when you start contextualizing what do you need versus what you want. And sometimes your want will take you there, and then you realize it and say, hey, that was a need for me now, right? It goes back to my automobile theory. I don't need my seat to blow cool air up myself, you know what I'm saying, when it's hot outside, or warm air to warm the seats when it's cold. It's a want. I don't need a button that I press for the windows to go down. Right? We used to do like this to roll windows down in cars. But I got a button that I can press. Right? It makes it easier. Can a 1945 car with good engine and good things still take you around the world? Yeah. Can it drive you from New York to Dallas? Yeah. But luxury allows it to be more easier, right? We don't need central air conditioning inside of a car, but we got it, right? It makes the ride comfortable. It makes everything easier, right? I don't need the reverse cam, right? Sometimes I don't even trust the reverse cam. I got to see it for myself, right? But it's there. It makes it easier. It makes a beeping noise when a little dog run out there. It makes a little noise when you're about to hit something. I don't need it, but we got it. I got a doggone thing when I switch lanes. It let me know somebody's in your blind. Yeah, I can see them. I don't need that, but it's there. So what you're trying to do with your team, you're trying to advance your team to be better, not progressing to be the same. A car, when you look at it, or an automobile, when you look at it, it do the exact same thing since it was invented. Drive. Right. Nicole Thompson, yeah, push start. Shoot, now kids, when they grow up, by the time they get our age, they ain't gonna even know what keys are. You know what I'm saying? What are those? So you mean to tell me you used to take a key and put it inside the door and pull the door open, and then take that key and also put it inside the ignition? You know? They probably don't even know what. They probably should not know what R. Kelly was talking about when he said, "I got the key to the ignition." You know. But that's how things are. That's how things are. Kids growing up now, they probably won't even know what a fax machine is, right? Unless they listen to the law. I'm a fax machine over here. But they don't even know what a fax machine is. You know, just like my generation, we don't know what Telegram is. You know what I'm saying? Unless you sending money. Yes, indeed. Let's go. Let's keep more stolen property. Somebody steal my vehicle, let them have it. Go ahead. I'm good. I got a good grade of insurance. You know what I'm saying? And then I got an app on the phone. Like, they got it. All right. I see exactly where they at. I'm gonna let them stop right on 35. I'm gonna let them get to 75, and I'll press this button. The car gonna go, holler, shake it. Car holler, shake it, stall out on them. They be like, God dog, I can't go no further. Yep. Yep, I got the kill switch right here on my phone. So they better make sure they take the phone plus the car. And then I can still go to the computer and do this. I got my guy, MJ, man, for the 206, man. You're live.
What up, Lon?
Nothing much, man. Holler at me, man. Talk to me.
Oh, man, I'm just getting ready to go to work. But what's that guy talking about? The first call. Is he mad at Jerry for what?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. He was just trying to bring up Jerry and saying that Jerry might want to, if we boycott the stadium, if we stop going to games, that would hurt the bottom line and that would make the Cowboys change.
What is he talking about?
Man,
yeah, that's when I heard that. I was like, what is this dude talking about?
Yeah, Jerry ain't gonna change, man. You know, Jerry ain't gonna change, man.
I'm still seeing all the fans trying to figure what is he talking about. They just went 12-5.
Right.
Man, the fans got to stop coming on here just running their mouth, man. You guys don't watch sports. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. Y'all just want to complain like some women. Man, stop coming on here talking about stupid stuff, man. Man, I don't want to. They dropped it. Thank you, Lord.
Keep going.
Sorry, bro. Stop telling the fans, stop coming here talking dumb. Let's talk football, man. They drafting good. They got the right people. Only thing we got to do, now, if they drop the corner, that's a sign to number 7. Number 7, we want to give you 20, but we ain't going to give you 27 million. You got to work with it. You talking about
the defensive back. You talking about Diggs, 20 million, not 27 million? APY?
Yeah. Diggs will give you the 20. You'll probably get an $80 million or $100 million contract. We got you. We love you. But we ain't going to overpay for you, bro. We're not giving you no 27 million. No.
I think that Diggs, he's gonna want to get paid for what the comps that they got paid. Was Denzel Ward? He's gonna want right around Denzel Ward's type of money.
22?
22, 23-ish. Yeah. So you have to start working from there.
22.
Yeah.
We'll give him the same 22, but he's not getting 27. We're not making the highest paid corner. You know me. I'm like Steven. I'm all about the team.
Hey, you all about the team. Yeah.
I'm all about the team. Because I got to pay my linebacker is better than all you fools.
Well, here's how I look at it, man. Let's say if it's 23, right?
Okay.
And the kid won 27. I'm not finna scuff over $4 million, right? So that's Jordan Lewis, money. So what I would say here is, what the problem with the Cowboys would do is they will fight over $4 million, right? They'll fight over $4 million, and then they say, well, we'll put you on the franchise tag to see if you can do it again. And then he do it again, and then that 23 to 24 million. Now it's 30. You know what I'm saying? Now it's 30.
Now you don't want to do that.
Now you don't want to do that. Yeah.
The money about to go high. He's getting that contract. His agent told him, don't get him out the way, and then you're going to have all the money to pay your number 88, and then you're gonna play your number 11.
Right. Or the player gets snapped up and he missed 2 or 3 games out of that season, and people say, well, what? Well, he's digressing. He regressing. I meant to say, and he's not the same. And then the guy, he still want the money, and now he's forced to play for like 13 million or 12 million. And I think that route is worse. I think that route is a horrible way to do it. I think that what they should do, the Cowboys should do, MJ, is go ahead and pay that man now and get it done with, and let's not even allow him to start getting rubbernecking elsewhere.
Yeah.
But
he gonna get rubbernecked if they sign that Maryland corner.
Yeah, Deontay Banks. Oh yeah, he gonna be a hard time for him.
Only thing Diggs got on him is just getting an interception. But cover-wise, he can cover better than Diggs, and he can hit better than Diggs.
Man, no. Only thing Diggs got on him now is resume. You got your resume out there.
That's it. But I'm talking about physical
ahead.
tools, speed, and coverage. He can cover one-on-one. Only thing Diggs got on him is he know how to get them interceptions. That's it.
Yeah, but this is he did all of that in Maryland, right? Now you got to do it in the Cowboys uniform in primetime games. So that's why I say even all of these rookies that's coming out of the draft, there will be some growing pains, right? I mean, there will be some things like put it like this. Let me flip your mind to this right here. Let's say it's the year 2022, right?
Uh-huh.
With the first pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Deron Bland. How many people would have been mad? Everybody would have been mad, right?
They've been cussing like a
They've been cussing like a mug. But then if he would have presented 5 to 6 interceptions, then the perception would have been looking different. But we got Bland in the 5th round, right? And now we're looking at it as a steal. But Deron Bland and his father always looked at it like, hey, that's my son. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's a top-tier talent player, right? So the draft is always a fickle process. And, of course, Sauce, he's good. Gardner Sauce, good. 4 to 5 interceptions last season is going to be elevated, and it appears that, hey, that was good because he did against Wands or what have you. Now everybody got tape on him. You know what I'm saying? So let's see if he's going to read that back up again. Tyreek Woolen, y'all know I love the kid coming out of Baylor. Remarkable, 6 or 7 INTs. Now people got tape on him. Let's see if he can run that back. So
he's talking about for Seattle.
Yeah, he played for Seattle. Tyreek Woolen.
I was about to bring him up.
Yeah, so it's always, bro, it's always perception, and it's always, hey, this is what it looks like. I remember before the draft, and then after the draft, everybody was high on Evan Neals, everybody was high on Charles Cross, right? None of those boys outperformed Tyler Smith.
Yeah, Tyler Smith
killed them. But even now, people still will hold Charles Cross and Evan Neal to high regards, and they say, give him a couple of time, give him a couple of years, he's going to be better than any of these guys. But it is what it is, though, bro. That's why I love the draft.
Because now we got the main thing for me and you is like to me. Now they talking about Bijan.
Right.
Okay. We got the 26th pick. If they end up picking them, I ain't gonna be mad. But I don't really want them. Because I could get Israel, I could get the Auburn halfback, I could get the Illinois halfback, I could get it's so many halfbacks, it's like 10 halfbacks that do the same thing he do. And everybody keep hyping them. That's some stupid, everybody watching ESPN too much, and they hyping players, and y'all, oh yeah. And then players better than him. But y'all hype him so high, like he's goddamn, like he acting like he George Fenton and Herschel Walker in one body.
That comes with the territory, man. It comes with the territory, man. I think the world of Bijan. I think that he's going to be a phenomenal kid. It's just that if the Cowboys draft him, expectations will be even higher. And if the Eagles draft him, it'll be a different type of expectations, or if the Giants, etc. But by him trying to fill in the shoes for Ezekiel, what people like to do is when we draft guys, they immediately think of the last guy we drafted, right? So we draft Bijan Robinson, they immediately say comparisons. He's not Zeke, right? Just like when we drafted CD, he's not Dez. When we drafted Dez, man, he ain't even Antonio Brown. And then when we drafted Antonio Brown, man, he ain't Michael Irvin. You know, so it just goes. It's just how we do over here, man.
Yeah, because when we draft the person,
Yeah.
If they draft that same person, oh man, the NFL Network, oh yeah, he got the hype. They're gonna be way better than the Cowboys. And we draft, but they do it like that, and I love it because, like you just said, our fifth round is gonna be better than everybody's first round, and that's why got all the other people pissed off.
No doubt, man. Hey, MJ, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in, fam.
But yeah, let me tell you one more thing, Long. Everybody that come on this show, talk real football. Stop talking fantasy football. Don't be like the first caller. Come on here with that stupid stuff and talking about some Jerry. I don't want to hear about no damn Jerry or no Steven. We trying to get a Super Bowl. Let's talk some players. Please don't come here talking about the what you call.
No doubt,
Coach
man.
Moore,
Appreciate you,
get
man.
him some good. When Coach Moore get on his phone, Coach Moore, educate the Cowboys fans, please. And Brandon, don't come over here talking about no goddamn Dak Prescott. Salute. How about
man.
the Cowboys?
No doubt, man. That's my guy, man. If Brandon don't check in a few, we finna lock the lines. But before we lock the lines, let me give y'all the next two that's in line. I got the 515, and then I have Glenn Law from the 202. But let my guy from the 515, you live.
Hey, Law, what's going on, brother?
Man, all is well, man. Can't complain. Talk to me, man.
Yeah. So, I know it's been a little while that I talked to you, but you got me. I'm kind of all hyped about this draft because I feel like this year the Cowboys come in and we have the flexibility, and it's such a great thing that we have the flexibility to really draft, honestly, whatever position we need, if best player available.
Yeah, so man, we are there.
You did such a great analysis. And for me, as a man who plays football, I knew how important offensive line is and how defensive line is to a whole team. I just think, I hated drafting Tyler Smith last year because I feel like we all knew we needed to address the Tyron Smith.
Right.
I feel like it was just like they're so similar names. He's going to be our next guy.
Mm-hmm.
He showed me already this year that even if, whatever goofy position they start off with out there, goofy lineup they do with Tyron on the left, maybe the right tackle, and have Terrence Steele as your swing, which is goofy. But I just think I'd hope Big Mike would get in there and be like, listen, our best starting five offensive line is going to be Tyron out there, but however much we feel he's comfortable for him to play, and then put your Tyler back at guard until you finally made the decision on if Tyron Smith is going to be there anymore or not. And then put your Terrence Steele back out on the right side. That's going to be your best starting, plus Biotis and Zach Martin.
No doubt, man. Great analysis there, man. I appreciate you, fam, for calling in. Good call from 515. All right, so next person we got live with us, man, is Glenn Law from the 202.
Hey, what's good, Law? Happy Taco Tuesday to you.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Happy Taco Tuesday to you as well.
All right, so I just want to touch on a couple things. And this is getting back to the front office evaluations and analysis. It seems that, and I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but it seems like even when the Cowboys are right on a pick, right? Mm-hmm. That's what every organization wants. They want to be right on a pick.
Right.
So it seems to me that even when the Cowboys are right, they still act like they don't want to pay, and it's just, what does that say for anybody? I mean, if I'm a blue chip talent coming out of a school and I get drafted by the Cowboys, I'm super excited. But man, if you pull up their track record on how they treat those players that are absolute hits, it's it's not good. And I kind of wonder what do the players around the league, who I'm sure they share intel on when it comes to negotiations, what does that say for your organization when even if you hit the ball out of a park on a pick, you're going to have a hard time getting paid? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's the Cowboys' philosophy. Even if we hit it out of the park and that blue chip guy, it's just their philosophy. It's just the way they're thinking. It's their thought, it's their mechanism, and it's just how it goes. Unfortunately, they're going to be hesitant to play players. I don't know one player that they played earlier without hesitancy, outside of Jalen Smith, of course, Jason Witten. You can go back and forth with that. But that's just how we're going to do it, Glenn. And I hate it. I despise it. And that's just how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's one thing if you're sort of a borderline player. I get it because – and this is another thing that frustrates me, right? Because there's a lot of – you could tell just, as you watch this team probably as close as anybody – they make knee-jerk emotional decisions. Let's go back to that Amari Cooper decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that dumb decision to trade Amari for a fifth-round pick led to 2 additional bad decisions. And the first bad decision was the Dalton Schultz. They looked up at the stat sheet and said, well, we're going to move off of Amari because we don't want to pay this $20 million.
Right.
And so we look at the production. Oh, well, let's go ahead and make sure we at least retain some possession guy for Dak. So we'll go ahead and pay the franchise money to Dalton for 11. And he's just not that kind of player. He's just an outlet guy who I would argue was the beneficiary of an Amari Cooper. That's all Dalton was a beneficiary to Amari drawing all of the coverage. And so it led to that bad decision. And I think it also led to kind of lost my train of thought on the other bad decision, but it
led to James Washington. It led to James Washington. It led to you paying Michael Gallup before you knew of his recovery.
That was the one.
Yeah, and that's how the Cowboys rock. You got and I'm not trying to throw Stephen Jones up under the bridge or in front of the bus here. But that's how you go. That's how you make moves when you want to be the smartest man in the room. You think like that.
Yeah.
And the whole fiasco of, hey, Amari Cooper, some games he's on, some games he's off, type of philosophy would be crazy because he's been more healthier than Michael Gallup, who you paid the money. So you pretty much split the money between Michael Gallup and Dalton Schultz, who both didn't give you a lot of production last season, But that's the bet that they made, and hopefully, man, that we can make some things happen out of Brandon Cooks this season to mask all of that, and that's why Amari Cooper's name has been mentioned by the front office now because of Brandon Cooks' situation, which will all come to full circles, man, for the 2023 season.
Okay, last point, and if I don't know who's coming up first, but to me, I'm paying Diggs, I'm paying CD, and I'm paying Parsons. The only thing you want to stay away from is paying 2 players in the same year. So go ahead and just bite the bullet and just pay those guys, but just stagger those contracts.
Yeah.
So that one off season it's grade A player 1, the next off season grade A player 2, and then the third off season grade A player 3. Just stagger the contracts, but stop playing around because at the end of the day, if you're right on a tick, well, then celebrate paying them. It's just dumb to me the way they're doing things. But I'll get off the line. Thanks for taking the call, and I'll keep listening. Appreciate you.
No doubt, man. It's a good call from Glenn. All right,
the conference has been locked.
I mean, it's multiple ways you can look at it. It's like paying your taxes. If you make a certain threshold, and your name is not a billionaire, you're going to pay. You're going to have to pay it. There's no dodging it. Now you can move around and say, okay, with my property taxes, I can get it in someone else's name. I can hood it up and hoodwink a lot of things and say, well, in Texas, I'm 66. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to pay property taxes and get the house in the name. But then eventually the more and more you try to escape around it, more and more chances and opportunities that they one day you'll wake up and you get that knock on the door for tax evasion. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pay it, man. And the Cowboys been trying to finagle this with the money and these sorts of things, and not even understanding the philosophy on how Dalton Schultz were getting open in 2021. The passer rating when targeted was 122. That was a good number for him. But if I'm a defensive player, I'm a roll coverage Amari Cooper way. I'm going to put one of my best cornerbacks on CeeDee Lamb, and we're going to say, okay, I will give you the middle of the field. I'll give you that easy throw. I'll let it be a hook route in the middle of the field, and if he's going to turn and get up and get 6 or 7 yards, if they can do that down the field and tear us apart, then I would do that. That's called picking your poison. I would play quarters defense, right? And I will cloud the middle of the field, cloud the edges, and dare you to run the ball. Play on your tendencies. And you'll run the ball, average 5 or 6 yards per tote, and then you abandon the run, right? And then you're playing right into our hand. The philosophy is the philosophy. The Cowboys' offensive philosophy been the same since 2007. They abandoned the run. And, of course, we were forced to abandon the run against the Niners. But when you look back at it, yes, I'm going to drop my DBs. I'm going to play the sticks. And then we're going to force you to abandon your run. And we're going to force all 4 to stop your run. And that's what they did to us. Dak, make it happen. Squeezing it. Yeah, you got away. Yeah, you got lucky. Do it again. It's picked off. Yeah, we know where your boy's going to be on the route. As a DB, I'm licking my chops, man, saying, yeah, I know I'm going to get me one. Yeah, I'm going to at least get my hand on that. They stopping right here. The wide receiver going to stop his feet. I wish I knew a wide receiver going to stop his feet when I play. Oh, he going to stop his feet on this route? Watch what I do. Either I'm going to light him up or I'm going to jump the route. That's just what it is. Simple but yet complex. People make football too difficult from their perception. But when it's really an easy sport, it's an easy game. I digress. But the Jones family couldn't see that. They couldn't see that the reason why Dalton Schultz was getting those good old numbers, because you had roll coverage, because you had people focusing their attention, putting it on Lamb. Come on. JV, then I got Sam. But JV, you're first for the 901. You're live.
What's going on, Law? How you doing?
Oh, man, all is well, fam. Holla at me, man.
Yeah, I have a question for you. Didn't NFL sign like a TV agreement with like Fox, CBS, and NBC for like $5 trillion?
Oh, it was a trillion? Like oh, shoot. Yeah, I don't know if it was a trillion, but I know the deal, the last one I looked up was $111 billion from Amazon. Now, they might have got more and more rights for those Sunday games and Monday night games. But I know ESPN, they've been hit with the money came in, they lost a lot of money. So they cutting back on a lot of things.
Okay, because I thought they were trying to get, the players were trying to get part of that in that last CBA.
Oh, a collective bargaining agreement?
Yeah, before the money had kicked in, because I could have sworn they said it was like $5 trillion.
I mean, the players got some concessions. Look, the owners done beat their butt with those type of deals, because what the players got was they got less practice, no tour days, less padded practice, right? Can smoke their plant, can do their plants over pill, right, without suspension. They can still get fined, though, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So the owners were like, oh, y'all want to smoke a little plant here and there? Okay, cool. Roll one. And we'll make this deal happen. And the player was so anxious to play, they agreed to those terms. Like the CBA, the collective bargain agreement, is such a one-sided deal that technically you can literally say that the owners are robbing the players blind.
It's always a one-sided deal.
It's a one-sided deal.
Always is. Like you said before, they are the weakest union ever created. So,
yep.
That was what was on my mind, especially when you were bringing up the Amazon deal. I could have sworn it was a $5 billion deal somewhere in the mix a couple of years ago with all the television networks put together. Somehow the CBN, the players union, was trying to get some money out of that, and the owners didn't want to give it up.
Yeah, the owners didn't want to give it up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's all I want to tell you about. Hey, you have a great one, and to go Cowboys. I'll talk with y'all later.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. That JV, man. Sound like he was at work. But, yeah, y'all get what I'm saying, man. The NFLPA, yeah, is bought. Yeah, it's for Al. Yeah, it's one of the weakest unions in the world, right? Walmart union probably has got a little bit more say over what the NFLPA does, right? Whereas the Roger Goodell's got a right to put anybody on the commissioner list. He got a right to suspend anyone due to conduct unbecoming. On top of that, you can literally see like fines are not being transparent across the board. Whereas CeeDee Lamb get fined for long socks and having too long of a jersey, whereas another guy do the exact same thing, it get overseen, right? So far as CeeDee Lamb, I think that he got fined. They call it for taunting, for him doing like this. And the dude that late hit him in 2001 didn't get no charges, right? So it goes, man. The fines, the way they handle things, just crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy. But shout out to them, man. Now they can smoke their weed and play. Practice less. Look, this is the crazy thing. Practice less with less than pads, but play more games. And I heard within the confines of the collective bargaining agreement that technically they have a right to add one more game. They could add one more game to the table, allegedly. I don't have the information right in front of me, but I think that within the confines of the agreement that technically they can add literally one more game to the table because they didn't already sign off on it, right? And it takes 5 years for those boys to get vested. So you getting drafted today in the year 2023, you won't get vested until 5 years later, right? So, and I think it's some other crazy number that you have to play so many games to hit those. Allegedly, I don't want NFL people to come get me, Hey, man, I'm just playing, man. Allegedly. This is all allegedly, man. These are not real. I don't want the fact checkers on Facebook to hit me up, too. So let me just talk about something else, man. I don't want them to come take this nice channel down, and then I can't go live and talk to you. Because if I knew that they took me down for talking about coconut water, I know they're going to take you down for talking about this. So let's just move on, man. But shout out to all of the players, man. The NFLPA, they the greatest in the world, baby. Walmart ain't got nothing on the NFLPA. They don't have nothing on them. And none of these factories don't have nothing on the NFLPA. They got one of the strongest unions in the world. Let's go. I got Sam from the 210 UN. Let me switch it up on him.
Hey, what's happening?
Yes. You saw I had a crossover on him, had to do the AI,
I hear you, bro. I hear you. Check this, bro. Look here. I know we were talking earlier about, possible interest in King Henry. I love the guy at the back. I would not be in favor of trading, certainly not a first-round pick for him at this point, based on number of years in the league, and of course the amount of money that you're going to be walking into, the type of contract you'll be walking into. But aside from that, what I would like to see, if there was going to be a trade made for offensive talent, would be trading for Kyle Pitts. And what that would do for Dak, he would be a generational talent that would be so dynamic in terms of being able to help Dak in the entire offense. And he would also help Pitts be able to realize his full potential, because Pitts has been underutilized because he has no quarterback here. And so I would personally, I would be okay with giving up a 2, and maybe perhaps even, because you saw what my man from the Raiders went to the Giants for a 3rd-round pick. I would give up a 2 this year, and then a conditional pick for the following year, everything else to acquire him, and that would, I believe, take this offense to a whole other level. We'd still be able to go ahead and draft us a good runner to go ahead and come in here and wreck shop. Last but not least, but as far as the Jeffrey Simmons thing, I would love that. Definitely, I would prefer that over adding King Henry to the roster. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I feel you. Desmond Ritter, Arthur Smith is the coach over there, and they really high on Desmond. They think that he was coming along his way. He was a rookie last season, had an all right, rookie debut with some games or what have you. And one of the tight ends will be always considered one of the best friends of a quarterback. So they got the 8th overall draft pick. I think that they may go with another outside wide receiver to help out with that, and you still have Kyle Pitts. They are thinking, because they got a lot of draft capital, not draft capital, but they got a lot of salary cap space, that they probably want to put more and more weapons around Desmond Ritter. So they're not going to get rid of Kyle Pitts, man, for a second. Now, they still think that he could be that glue to help out their young quarterback. But, money do talk. Draft picks do talk. And teams not that great in drafting. But I just don't see them moving on from Kyle Pitts after having an up and down year with a struggling quarterback. He's one of their better weapons. He's one of their better weapons, though.
Yeah, no doubt he is. I mean, that to me, again, that would be a dream scenario, and I would be even willing to give up the first to acquire him. If again they were willing to play ball with him. That kid is just I know that Jerry was more than infatuated with him, and rightfully so, because he's an athletic specimen that we just really haven't seen. He's got rare abilities, natural abilities that you can't coach or teach. And if they were willing to go ahead and give him up for a first, I do. That's just a dream scenario that I was hoping for. And I feel, and if we could not do that, I would still move off on the second for DeForest Buckner.
DeForest Buckner,
I would give him a second.
That could be something that we can entertain. With the 58 pick, the Colts we get the DeForest Buckner or what have you, and move on from there. But right now, things are still high, meaning that everybody is very optimistic about their team, and they will still see like what they're going to get with their quarterback and how the draft falls for them. Maybe a draft day trade would happen, or it could be a post-draft trade that could happen with those type of movements on guys that, they have their reservations on. But I appreciate you for calling in. It was a good call.
Hey, appreciate you, brother. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too, man. Sam, good call, man. All right, I got down to the last three from the 9-10. She's a queen to be. Come on, Queen, you live.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. We're doing well over here, Queen.
I'm so happy because I found out yesterday when you were talking that you had a surgery.
Yeah, I got the glasses on now. I still got some.
You got LASIK, right?
Yeah, I had the LASIK surgery. I'm sensitive to the eyes right now. That light is sensitive. Got drops over here in. I should be fully recovered by Wednesday or Thursday. I can not have these little glasses on while I'm talking to y'all.
Well, I'm glad everything was successful, and I'm glad you're doing better, and congratulations, because you don't have to wear glasses no more.
Yeah, I don't have Ray Charles over here anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't able.
Well, it is what it is, unto him who is able to keep me from falling, Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Anyway, do do you have any thoughts as to who they should pick up right now that the trade is still open before the draft?
Before the draft, Jeffrey Simmons would be one. Of course, you do a trade acquisition for that.
Right.
DeAndre Hopkins, if something kind of like crazy happened and then the cards kind of fold and say, okay, we'll take your 6th round draft pick or 5th round draft pick for him. That could be something, situation like that. Really, we don't have any other holes that's on this team, that we can look at and say, all right, let's go make this deal. I think that right now, if we just hold steady after the draft, there will be teams getting rid of some of their veteran guys, and then we can make some moves from there. But I don't see anyone there right now that we can make a move for. And I know we talking about Derrick Henry, but this was from Bill Barnwell article that they are putting him on the trading blocks.
So we're good on center.
Say that again.
We're good on center.
Oh, on a center, yeah. I mean, Tyler Biotis, from what he did last year, didn't allow a sack in the last 2 seasons and only had like 1 penalty. I like what Tyler Biotis been bringing into the table for us. I think we good at center.
Okay. Well, good. I hope that they go ahead and complete this all in. I want them to complete the all in before the draft. I really would.
Oh yeah.
And I wish they would go ahead and pay Diggs and get that out of the way.
Yeah.
That's something that they really need to do. And I believe in my heart that they are going to do it. It's going to be one of them, either CD or Diggs, one of those. I believe they're going to sign. And that's all I got. I love you all. You keep doing what you're doing. You are the greatest man on YouTube. Thanks for the Cowboys. And let them hang, Cowboys.
Let them hang to the windows, to the wall, baby. And to the sweat. To the sweat. To the sweat, baby. All right, man. Yeah, so Tyler Biotis, he had 1,202 snaps. 2021, he had 11 penalties. He led the league in penalties in 2021. To the 2021, he led the league in penalties, and he sliced that in half for last season by only having 5 and no sacks. So I really like Tyler Biotis' growth. I mean, he went from 11 to 5, so maybe this season he will have maybe 1 penalty. And we already know how bullsugar penalties are. And not allowing your quarterback to get hit is a major thing, in my opinion, and he's been doing just that. So shout out to him. Let's go, Spence. I feel y'all, man. I feel y'all think EJ gonna take him, or y'all like Terrence, man, Crawford? I can't wait, man. We're gonna do a special show. Me and my brother, we're gonna talk. Maybe put Brianna Betty. She love boxing. We'll have a three-party show with us 3 talking about this boxing match that's coming around allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to figure out whether or not it's going to be real breaking news or not. I got my guy, man, from 971 JP.
What's happening, Southern boy? What's going on with you?
Not much, man. Just fish and grits, man. Talk to me, man.
Fish and grits. Hey, man, where everybody worried about this money right now, man? The CD and this, and Diggs, man. Why is everybody worried about the money, man?
I think that those deals just need to go ahead and get it done. But Terrence Steele, Diggs, and CD Lamb, Parsons, those are your next contracts that you got to re-up. And right now, while the Cowboys are sitting on the money, it'll be wise for them to just go ahead and go pay those boys off. Or one of just start working on the contract. I believe that's why everybody is worried about the money a little bit because they don't want.
Parson is the only one I really worry about paying right now. Parson, just get him this paper.
Yeah, but that note ain't due yet. You know, you can't even extend them this year. You gotta wait next year. See. So it's like priorities, you know what I'm saying? Do you pay your house note or you pay your light bill first, you know?
That's what candles are for.
Yeah, you gonna make sure you solidify the house, you know what I'm saying?
Put that house first. You're gonna be sleeping in your car, baby.
Yeah, pay that house, man, shoot. And that's why the houses, man, you got it to the 15th, man, so you got to work it out. them apartments, they gonna want it. What your rent due on the 3rd or something like that, or the 4th? Yeah. So I remember doing that. Yeah. I remember doing that back in the day. Pay that house note, man.
I'm just worried about death, man. Death on this team, man. Just when you draft, man, just draft for death, man, and just I don't know, man. It's just this last 2 years been hard, man. They've been hard on me. Not just mentally, not physically, just mentally. And probably like everybody else out there, it's been hard mentally, you know, with this team. So, you know, everybody wants these draft picks and everybody want to get tougher, but we have to find out, you know, is it psychological abusive? Is it verbal abusive? If it's emotional abusive, hell, I'm trying not to be spiritual abusive around here. You see what I'm saying? I mean, these last 2 years with this team getting to the playoffs and just like folding, it's like we have to find out where we stand. You know what I'm saying? As emotional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like everybody wants this ring so bad. Everybody want to get there. Everybody want to see them get to the Super Bowl and win it. It's like, you know, it takes a toll on you.
I know, man. Shoot.
You know what I'm saying?
Look. We had Tom Landry for 30 years, and we only had 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? So people may think that the Super Bowl is an easy task. Even if you go there, I promise you want to win it, but you definitely don't want to lose it. And I don't know how that feel, man. I ain't old enough to know how that feel. You know what I'm saying?
I made a post, man. We ain't been there in 20-some years, you know, been back there. But I made a post a while back on mine on Phoenix JP on the YouTube. I say, man, find something else to do, like another hobby other than work in the Cowboys, because you have to figure out, like, you got to go to the weight room, like, go shoot some pool, go bowling, get your mind off of them, man, because they're getting their bread. And I don't want to say I'm going to get disappointed again this year.
Right.
You know, but, you know, or next year, but it's like, you know, how do I balance that?
No, we are creatures of habits, man. We gonna do what we do. The zebra gonna eat grass, knowing that the lion is out there to hunt them. They know that they gonna lose, right? But they gonna still do what they do. And the lion is gonna eat the zebra. He ain't gonna all of a sudden say, hey, I'm gonna go vegan, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a vegetarian. The lion gonna do what a lion gonna do. And Cowboy fans, we gonna do what we gonna do. We gonna support this team. We gonna root for this team.
What do you do emotionally to get away from the game?
I don't need to, because when the zebra get away from the lion, he what he gonna do? He gonna regroup. And he gonna continue to chase.
Find something. Being from Mississippi as well as I am.
Yeah.
I drive truck all the time. I do a little content on my YouTube, and I watch y'all. I have to try to find a balance. I'm in the gym.
Right.
You know, I'm playing pool. You know, I'm in the Word. I'm studying. I study other different things, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not going to let them take me down with them, you know, because, you see what I'm saying? Because, look, I used to spend a lot of time with this team, man.
Right.
And it's like so many years focusing on this team, you know, getting my page up, trying to get some views up, calling your store, doing this other thing. What the hell can I do to lower my stress level? Get that blood pressure down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when this draft come around, okay, I'm gonna go look. Okay, well, all right, preseason / workout season, I call it. When they get ready for your mini training camp and all that. I'm not gonna be hyped.
You're not gonna be hyped?
I'm not gonna be hyped no more.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of being hyped. I love the team, but I ain't gonna be hyped. I'm gonna wait and see mode. I'm like, okay, well, who's gonna do what?
Right.
And
but that's.
And I don't think you should be either. I know you love this team, but being from the SIP, and you know how our dedication is on the field.
Right.
2 days, 1 days, busting our ass in the workroom.
Yeah.
Doing those things to get ready. That's not them. That's not going to ever be them like we was. Just think, if the money was great and we had, if it was now 20 years ago,
right,
how great we would have been right now going up and getting that paper. And knowing that paper the way it is now, but the way it is, the passion for me, the thrill is gone.
The thrill is gone. But see, all the things that you explain is for you.
Yeah.
It's for you, right?
Right.
So I'm different, just like when that movie, you did that movie 300, when they knew they was going to perish.
Yeah.
They knew they was going to get. They knew the Persian army was 10 to 20,000 deep, and it was only 300 of them. But what he said to them, it was like,
Spartans, prepare for glory.
He said, prepare for glory, meaning that, hey, if I'm gonna get axed, man, I'm gonna get axed on doing the thing that I love, protecting my village, right? Protecting my people. And hey, the Cowboys win, lose, or draw. Hey, this is what law. That's why I got that button there. There's a meanings to that button. There's meanings to it.
And that's your opinion, and I respect that. That's your hobby. But outside of that, there's something else that the long country Mississippi has to find to balance that out.
Yeah.
Because what we've seen all these last 20 years, we want success. We want the bowl.
We do.
But okay, I'm the if you want to come to me for some counseling, I'm there for you.
I wouldn't need it. I wouldn't need it. When I got checked out. No, when I got checked out. When I got checked out, they said, look, my blood pressure was regulated and it was dang near perfect, right? You know what I'm saying? There's not a single. There's only like.
20 over 90 or what was it?
Man, it was one. It was the most perfect number you can find. You know what I'm saying? There's not a single. No, I didn't write it down because I didn't need to. I only had to get it done because when you work for the GOV, you got to go through your setup every year, right? So there's not a thread, in my hair. I'm in my 40s. Yeah. I don't see it. There's people that 40 years. I ain't gonna say it all, but I'm in my 40s. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you probably almost 50.
Well. When I look back at some of the people that graduated with me, I'm sitting there, and most of them are grandparents or what have you. There's tons of gray hair in their head, right? But when you live your life on a high vibrational period, and your frequency level is there, nothing can phase you. This is just a hobby, So when you started, see people say, well, Law, you working too hard. I'm not working. I'm not working. This is a hobby. This is like me walking to the mailbox. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a day. I'm not working a single day here. This is life. I'm living life right here. Right. But how good now it'll be the cherry on the top when we lift up that Lombardi trophy. I promise you, man. I'm gonna be like, yeah. But when we lose, I gotta look at everything too objectively. So it is what it is.
I feel you. I see where you're standing at. I see where you're standing on your side of the fence. I see where I'm standing on my side of the fence.
Yeah.
Look, what I've been witnessing and what we see now, I'm looking towards the future. Okay, I'm bringing up the past is the past.
Right.
And we're done with that past. We're moving on to greater pastures and we're moving on greener grass. But look, I love this team, and I want to see them do well. I want to see them get to the bowl. I want to see them hold up that trophy. I want these things like everybody else.
Yeah. But to be fair, that's just life, man. There's a thin line between it, man. I appreciate you, JP. But to be fair, me and Jason Witten the same age. You know what I'm saying? So just to be fair, yeah, me and Jason Witten the same age. So he losing his hair, I'm growing mine. He's a multi-millionaire, and I'm sitting here. I'm cool where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I ain't looking at that man's money because God may have opened up opportunities for me down the line. Yes, indeed.
I want to ask you one more thing before you go about your laser. How did that work? Is that working pretty well? Because I'm thinking about getting that done also.
Man, just get it done, man. Different reasons for it to get it done. I will actually tell y'all a story when I get off the phone with you, but I appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much.
Hey, I love the show. You know, I've been watching you for a while. I don't have a lot of videos like you do in the past, but I did have some content about 5 or 10 years ago. I haven't really posted it, but you know, I love your show. I see where this is going. You cool. You on top right now. You know, I applaud you. You being from Mississippi doing your thing. And that's a voice in there. All our opinions is great. I'm glad you accepted. Keep doing what you're doing. I love you. You being from, where you from, McGee?
No, man, Natchez, man. Come on, get out of here, man. Yeah. Adams County, man.
Adams County. We beat y'all down. Huh? Only thing good over there was the hamburgers. That's about it. Something good.
Man, the greatest Cowboy fans come out of Natchez, man. Appreciate you, man.
Okay, hey, I love you, man. Hey,
love you.
Came in the house. You know what I'm saying? Fried chicken and collard greens, man.
No doubt, man. Yes, indeed, man. You know, the greatest Cowboy fans, man, come out of Natchez, Mississippi. Small town, population of 26,000. Me and Vacha Lombardi from the same home skillet, Natchez, Mississippi. Come on, if you take me and Vacha Lombardi away from Cowboy Nation, I don't think the nation would be the same. So Natchez, baby, we put it on the map, baby. You know what I mean? Think about it. You really contextualize me and Vach, man, from the same hometown, Natchez, Mississippi. If Natchez never was here, and it was just, man, y'all wouldn't even have a third of the Cowboys community over here on YouTube and Facebook and beyond. So that's how deep Natchez is. So don't y'all sleep on Natchez. Nobody know what Brookhaven is, by the way. You know. So that's what it is. You know, y'all. We hit y'all with these country slogans and these country sayings. Y'all be writing them down, man. Y'all be writing it down, boy. Natchez, you know what I'm saying? You know, but it is what it is. Yeah, 120 over 80. Yeah, it's good. That's a good blood pressure. That's exactly what mine was. She said, damn, your stuff is perfect. But, you know, ain't nothing perfect but the Lord. And he allows me to be here. And if he calls me tomorrow, y'all know that he allowed me to do the things that I love to do on this dimension. And I'll probably be doing somewhere else. I'll be on the fifth. Well, we in the fifth dimension. Well, I'll be on the 7th and the 10th dimension doing the same thing. They're like, the dude still won't stop talking about the Cowboys, man. Sure, I'll have more and more fans on that dimension talking about the Cowboys, man. You know, maybe I'll intervene and have the Cowboys to win a few. So if I'm gone and all of a sudden the Cowboys start winning 15 to 16 Super Bowls in a row, just know it's law. Just know it's because of law, you know. But to be 1 million with y'all, right before, because I wear contacts. I wear contacts a little too long, and I sleep in my contacts. I do all of the wrong things that you don't supposed to do with your contacts, right? And right before last year, right before training camp, rushing, trying to get everything together, I fool around, scratch my cornea. You know what I'm saying? With trying to get the contact. They don't make contacts like they used to, and I was out there in Oxnard, literally with one eye, you know. I had one eye out there, and I gave y'all all of that work, all of that production. Never complained about it because my eye was just kind of messed up. And I said, you know what? Next season, before I get out there to Oxnard, you know what I'm saying, I will make sure that I have everything in order, you know what I'm saying, with my vision, right? So that what made me to make an investment on myself to get these eyes together. Now, you know, could it naturally be healed and everything? Well, over all of those years of trying to get your eyesight better, sometimes you got to allow the Creator to work through people, work through all type of resources that he allowed, that man is able to do, but it's through him that he worked through man, right? So I don't want to talk too much, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? So now, I can see without contacts all in your face, and sometimes I'll be doing the show with the red eye and stuff. Y'all think I almost was drinking. No, it was because my eyes was squinting and I had contact in there too long. But now I don't have to worry about that. Praise be to the Most High. But neither here nor there. We got one more caller that's been sitting here waiting before we get on out of here. Shout out to you, Blake. He's 51, still active in baseball, coaching baseball, still active law. You'll be cool, bro. Yes, indeed. You got to stay active. You got to stay moving. Got to stay doing your thing. Get plenty of sunlight. After I leave this show, finna go bathe outside in the sun. Let the sun hit all of this good beard and face and stuff. Keep me young. Recharge and regroup. Take the shirt off and just lay out there in the sun. You know what I'm saying? In the heat of Mississippi. In the heat of Texas. Not in Mississippi, but in the heat. Come on, man. Big Pimpin', man, from the 281. You live.
What's going on, Law?
Nothing much, man.
Thank you for accepting my phone call, bro.
Nothing much.
Hey, man, I'm sitting up here, and I was listening to your conversation that you was having about the salary cap and with Diggs and all of that. Okay, and we as Cowboy fans, we already know how Steven is, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I think Diggs going to be the one that we might end up losing out on, man. And I'm going to tell you why I say that.
Talk to me, man.
And I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the breathing. I'm breathing hard, too, because we don't want to lose out on him. Okay?
Right.
But you remember how you said that they going to offer him. They may offer him about 22, if that. Okay?
Yeah.
But then they going to sit up there, and if he want more, they going to franchise tag him, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay? And then it's going to get up to about $30 million, like you say. And then they going to go say, well, go out there and see what you can get. And then come back. But Steven ain't going to pay that money. Steven not going to pay that money.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what's going to end up happening. Watch how we draft this month. If we draft the cornerback in the first or two rounds, that's going to be his replacement right there.
And they're going back to my guy, Boss Cowboys Sports. I really appreciate his analysis with the thought track. He always conspiracy balls. With the Cowboys they replace. I forgot how you said it. They don't draft to develop. They draft to replace. Something like that, right? So
right.
If that is the situation scenario, then I think that Diggs would see the tea leaves. Like if with the 26th pick, the Cowboys select Cam Smith or Joey Porter Jr. or if the guy falls to a Deontay Banks, then I would fall right in line to what you're saying, right? That the Cowboys drafting to replace. They don't draft to, to have, or whatever they're saying is I'm going to get it by the end of the day. But, yeah.
Right.
But it's hard to catch lightning in the bottle. It's hard, man.
Hey, man. But we see things different than how they see things.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And we understand what we need to do. But they looking at it as trying to save as much money as they possibly can.
Right.
They don't ever spend the money, but they always trying to save the money.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So, and plus then we already know that we got C.D. Lamb coming up. They ain't going to let him go nowhere. Okay? And they got Parson coming. They ain't going to let him go. This is going to be the one.
Right.
This is going to be the one.
Right.
And I just, like I said, I've been listening to y'all while I've been rolling on this road, man. I've been on so long. I went from Colorado to Kansas. So, but we good. But this going to be the one. This going to be the one that they're going to sit up there and they're going to lose because they are not trying. Now, I can understand that if they're trying to negotiate with them right now. They ain't even putting in the effort to negotiate with them right now.
Yeah.
They're not putting in the effort.
And not even no effort for Terrence Steele, too. So you know what? You'll be right on the money. You and Boss will be right on the money right now with the 26th pick if they fool around and draft a tackle, right? And not the guard. Right. They draft a tackle. And then that will be the Steele replacement. And then they fool around and draft with the 58th pick a defensive back. That will be Trayvon Diggs replacement because the second round, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, man, that is a situation that the Cowboys tend to do. is to draft to replace, which is kind of like what you're supposed to do in the draft. But they only look at it as a replacement and not looking at it from the aspect of utilizing your free agency moves and as well as your post-free agency moves after the draft. So, yeah, you're right on the money, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
And you know what? You know what the excuse going to always be? Here's the excuse right here. Because Jerry Jones always said, we paid Dak too much money. You're going to always put it on Dak. You're going to always put it on Dak contract.
You're right. Yeah, that Dak contract, man. Look, here's the truth, and I'm glad you brought that up. They was using Dak before they even paid D-Law. You notice that? They were talking about like, hey, we want to pay D-Law, but he's not a Khalil Mack, and then we got to make sure that we have enough money to pay Dak. You see? And then they franchise tagged him, prove it again. Then they said, hey, Dak, we want to pay you, but we got to figure out how we going to pay Tank. It's crazy, man. Right. But and then they wanted to pay, they didn't really want to pay Zeke that money, that $90 million. But Rocky Arsenal, he saw that, his agency, and they jumped in front of it. And that probably been the best move that Zeke made ever because he got $90 million guaranteed.
Do you remember when they signed and they did that? They signed Dak, and they brought it all out to sign it. And the first thing Jerry Jones came out of his mouth was, I paid too much money for you.
Ooh-wee.
You got over on us.
Ooh-wee.
That was the first thing he said on TV.
The very first thing, or one of the conversations.
That was the first thing.
Yes. I got some conversations with people that's close to him. They goes even dirtier or even harsher than that. But I want people to propose to a lady, right? And say right before they jump the broom, or if they do that in their culture, is look her in the face and say, hey, I paid too much money for that ring. You know what I'm saying? And let me know how that will work. You know what I'm saying? I paid too much money for that ring. I could have went and got someone else, but I paid you. I paid you money for that ring. So you better make it do what it do tonight, and tomorrow night, and forever night. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how that would go.
That's called black eye. That's what that's called.
And you ain't talking about peas. Oh my gosh, man.
All right, man. I just had to call and talk to you, man. And before you lock up the line, I had to get on in there and listen to y'all discussion. But I'm telling you now, watch how we draft.
All right, I will.
How we draft is finna tell everything that's about to happen.
No doubt, man. Good call from you, man, Big Pimp. And keep holding it down, fam. That's your name, though, right? Because I got you saved as that.
Yeah, man, that's my name, man. I'm sitting up here delivering this. I drive trucks, and
okay.
I'm up here going from state to state delivering this meat. And so, hey, United States people got to eat. We might run out of anything else, but we going to eat.
Yeah, y'all going to eat, man.
I'm always going to have a job.
Right? I need to figure out a way to get those stickers out to you, man, and so you can have that on your truck if they allow it, Law Nation Sports or something, But I appreciate you, Big Pimpin'.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later on.
No doubt, man. That's Big Pimpin', y'all. Delivering the meat.
Goodbye.
Pause. Right. So, yeah, man, that's how it goes, man. Let me know, guys, if y'all tried that. Propose. No posing, man. Y'all mind be gone, man. That's why I got to put pause on everything. Shout out to the people that created the word pause, and that's a whole lot quicker than saying no homo. You know what I'm saying? But he's right. He's right. And let me know if you ever did that for your lady. You say, hey, I gave you this ring, but I overpaid you I overpaid on this ring, So you better make it happen. Now, I ain't going to buy you no car. No, I gave you the ring now. We're going to be satisfied with this 1-car garage and 2-bedroom house. Well, no, I ain't giving you nothing else. Matter of fact, next year I'm taking that Ferrari from you, or I'm taking that other car from you. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how that work. You know. Let me know how that work, man. Oh my gosh, man. All right, man. Y'all want me to keep going because I know I've been over 2 hours now, and we can run one mock draft. Y'all want me to do that at least since I had that up earlier? I know I went over my stay. I realized that when I do these phone calls, man, the show gonna be about 2 hours, 3 hours. You know, that's just how it goes, man. And today gonna be a long day. Long day because I got to go live with Wes, and then we go live with the final word. So it ain't gonna be no film analysis today. But run it, brother. 2 hours too short. Yeah, I feel you, man. Yeah, Larry, let me see, man. Y'all okay, man? Where my like report, man? We ain't got a lot of traction today. That's okay. We gonna run 2 mock drafts. I'm going to let them pick, and then we'll go over the picks, and then we're going to pick, okay? When I find a simulator, give me 1 second here. I really appreciate y'all so much. Boom. Boom. Where are you? Here we go. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, make sure y'all work out and exercise, man. That's what JP was alluding to. I don't know. I haven't timed myself running a mile. I usually run a mile under 5 minutes, but I doubt if I can do that now. If I do that now. If I put my mind to it, I probably can. Y'all know how that go, right? Yep. Let me see if I can find this thing. Building the plane while it's in the air. Can y'all see that? Yep. Hey.
Nowadays, nothing really is ice. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos. Hit the door and the doorman just whole team here might need some. Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If you're down in my management, I'm just warming up a way till I old producers saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up, talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets dull. Run it up. I used to be quiet.
All right. We got the 26th pick. We got Zay Flowers, Dalton Kincaid, Michael Mayer, Will McDonald, Josh Downs, DeJuan Jones. All right. Since the Cowboys did I'm going to bring in guy, they brought in Zay Flower. So they're going to go with Zay Flower right there. Let's see what we got. All right. Oh, they got Tanner McKee here. They got Nathaniel Dale. They got Tulip. All right. Going BPA. Tanner McKee. Boom. That's his analysis point. They go with Tanner McKee in the second. BPA, Garrett Williams. I'm a little hesitant with his injury history. I like Carl Brooks. Let's go with let me intervene with this. I'm going to Carl Brooks. Boom. Need a running back here. This draft is already gone. Let's see. Boom. Let's go with RB. Boom. Deuce Vaughn is there. Sean Tucker. But who's the best player? Wake Forest. Kobe Turner. Let me see what they give us with this grade. All right, so we got a B+, B-, B+, Kobe Turner. All right, so this exercise was done first by the BPA analysis. So let's see, and then we're going to go back and we're going to run this again. All right, so we got Zay Flower. What that do for your team is going to be hard for him. It's going to be an iron sharpening iron type of moment, and he's going to be right up there. The Tanner McKee situation, you got your quarterback already. Now you got my guy, Mike McCarthy, being able to put his fingerprints on his team, and he drafted the quarterback early. letting the quarterback one know that, hey, it's not a comfortable bed. They do that every year. They did it every year when he was in Green Bay. I can see the philosophy. They had Brett Favre. They drafted Aaron Rodgers. They had Aaron Rodgers. They drafted Jordan Love. So there could be a situation again. Instead of going in the later rounds and drafting like a guy like Ben DiNucci, they went and got Tanner McKee. Carl Brooks, hey, we need a guy that can be eventually one day on the edge that can help out to solidify their role. We already talked about my guy Dorrance Armstrong having a short stay. Dante Fowler only got a 1-year contract, and somebody got to be an understudy with my guy D-Law. At some point, I think that with the philosophy with drafting a Carl Brooks, you still want to use Parsons as that chess piece to move all around. So Parsons would still be a guy that they rotate at linebacker and edge. Why not have a Sam Williams and Carl Brooks for the future? And then Kobe Turner, that's another guy that the Cowboys may be looking at Wake Forest, a guy that you can put down inside. Now, we still have issues and reservations with O-line because we didn't address that in this draft. So let's see what we can do if we run that back, man. Come on, let's run that back. Y'all grade that draft for me, man. No O-line, yeah. So now let's run it back again. I'm going to give you guys a chance, an opportunity to do it differently. That turbo was real fast. Let's do it like fast instead of turbo. Run that back, turbo. Come on. Go. Grade that draft too, by the way. All right, now. Let's do our analysis on the first two guys. Y'all gave it C-. Oh, okay. C minus, C. Okay, man, y'all beating that draft up. All right, so let's get a better grade this time. All right, you got Brian Breesy and you got Anton Harrison. Michael Mayer. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to go with Anton, but I want to know how y'all feeling, where y'all rolling with. We're going to put the votes down in the chat. C. Burleson says Anton. Sam Jordan says Anton. All right. Try to trade to the Colts, man. We have to do a dedicated show for the trades. All right. To be honest, it was a good guard. Yeah, all the way. Appreciate you, Voorhees. Yeah. Anton is there. All right. Where y'all at? So everybody's leaning on Anton. Going Anton. With the 26th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Anton Harrison. Come on. Oh. You need some milk. All right. You got Whippler there. You still need an outside threat. You got your backup quarterback there. Out of these three, who would you like according to Pro Football Focus BPA analysis? These are your top 3 picks, right? Now, according to the team needs, you need a running back, you need an interior defensive guy, you need a LB, you need a linebacker. Which way do you guys want to go? Y'all want to take Tank right there? Whippler can play guard as well. I think that he probably go to the next level as guard too, by the way, instead of being that center. Dale, okay, I'm looking at y'all and I'm reading y'all comments. Go D-line there, Law. Got to get a linebacker. This from JP. I see you, fam. Iceberg said, nah, this not it. Yeah, all right, where else you guys will go? You said, okay, all right, so let's go. We already got our offensive lineman out the way. Let's go with interior defensive guy. Let me see what we got right here. Boom. There go my guy, Ben Ton, right there. Your interior, he's your best guy that's left on the board. All right, let's go with Ben Ton is there. Your running back, your best running back is Zach Charbonnet. You got A-Chain that's there and Dwayne McBride. Okay, there's your best running backs. And then you will have, let's go with, wide receivers, of course, Dale is there is the best. Wilson, A.T. Perry, guy so tall he can give God a handshake. All right, you got Rashid Rice. He's been working out with Dak Prescott this offseason. You got Tyler Scott. I like him. I like Parker Washington. Keyshawn Butte is a situation there, but I think you can wait in the later rounds. Let's go with, let's see, interior offensive lineman. We already went there, though, right? Whippler. Okay, we already went there, and Voorhees is there. All right, so let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Boom, boom, boom. Exit these. Exit that. All right, so Tanner, Dale, where y'all going? QB, LB. I've got to check LB. Let me check LB. LB. Dorian Williams. I like his tape. Pretty good. Just a little reservations on Tulane, but Dorian Williams tape it stands out. Overshawn is pretty good. Cam Jones, Noah Sewell, okay. Jack Campbell's there. Where he at? I don't see him. He gone, dog. Jack Campbell gone in the second round. All right. I see a lot of people says Benton. Okay, we're going to roll with Benton. Let's go with Benton. Ooh, they're going to give us a bad grade on that. When I don't see his name up there earlier, but hey, it's y'all draft, all right? I should have got Dale right there. Could have got Benton in the third. All right. Tanner McKee is still there. Carl Brooks is still there. Let's go linebacker. Gonna get Williams. Boom. Let me get on up out of here. This draft is definitely not it. They just scooped up so many good people that I like. But we'll figure out. See, Tanner McKee is still there, so you can get Tanner McKee around the fifth round. Let's get our running back. Keaton Mitchell. I got my running back, y'all. Just to make y'all mad. They're going to flunk. Oh, they did be okay. Baby. All right, so they gave me an A on Dorian Williams. Shout out to them. Keanu Benton, so with this, what we done did was I could argue this. This is something that I can flat out argue. We solidified our offensive line, or promised to our offensive line. We put a big boy down inside that can grow, and he'll take a year behind Jonathan Hankins, and we will hope that him and Big Bo will fight that spot out. So this pick, Benton, would help actually Osa. It will also help out my guy Jonathan Hankins, because now you don't have to lean on him for 60 snaps. So that's a pretty good situation and scenario. Dorian Williams, he'll be another guy that you can put on this LB room. I don't see him being like the Mike, I would see him being another guy that can really add it in, and he can take those Damone Clark reps, and then Damone Clark can be your future Mike. I do like that situation. And then Izzy, he can be that running back now. They said he ran a 4.26, 4.28, or what have you. I think the official numbers were like a 4.31. He would be a back that he can block too, so don't talk about his block game. He'll be another lightning that you will add to this lightning room. Rojo will still be that guy. But Izzy, he's not a thin running back, so he can run the daylights out of that ball. Hey, remember, this would be not like an isolated situation. This would be a situation where as you insert those boys on this team that we already got. Think about this. Look at our roster now. And if we were to go with like Tank Dell, who do you see Tank Dell outperforming and beating out and being that wide receiver, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, do you really think that the Cowboys draft Tank Dell and he'll be your wide receiver 3, right? I don't see that. I think that even if you go with Zay Flower, it will be hard for him to get those quality reps to be your number 1 wide receiver for the 2023 year, or your number 2, right? So all of those guys that you probably will look back at, you have to look back at this thing. So I'll look at Anton Harrison. he can get some quality reps, and you already know that Tyron Smith, he's going to go down, and I hate to say that about anybody, right? But I look at it like this, man. He will be a guy that I know for sure that you can mold and put in on his team, and he'll make a solid contribution. All right, Dorian Williams, we went over this already. I'm telling you guys, he will be a move-up deal situation, whereas Jabril Cox, we would see more out of Devin Harper and Damone Clark. This will be a futures deal. I know we signed a 2-year deal for LVE. More like a 1-year deal because the guarantees will be gone. This will be more of that deal. And I'm not trying to hate on LVE, but that's just what it is. And then Izzy, he will be the guy that you look back at and say to yourself, all right, cool. He's 5'11", 220, right? So that's good size. Right now, he'll be Rojo is 215, Tony Pollard 215, Malik Davis is 208. So Izzy will probably be your biggest back right now, so it is what it is. Jay says a 2-year, $11 million deal. So we all know that that's like a one-year deal with all of the guarantees pretty much on the front end of it. But the 2-year allows it for you to have the right for LVE for at least 2 seasons. And that should be a good enough time for us to see some good stuff out of Damone Clark, believe it or not. And then Damone Clark sliding over and being that Mike, and then you can insert the other guys to be ancillary pieces, man. So regardless of whether or not it's this draft or whatever the Cowboys do on draft day, I think that we position ourselves to be good at any spot anyhow, because none of these guys that we draft will be asked to do a lot unless it's a tackle or guard. All right? I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all to the moon and back. Let me know of your thoughts on everything, especially as it relates to this draft and the process, man. Look, I don't want you guys to have tunnel vision with the draft. I know that the draft, you fall in love with your players, but every year there's a Damone Clark. Every year there's a Deron Bland. Every year there's a guy with high expectations, and then they don't come out to do what they supposed to do, like a Jalen Tolbert. But that's not to sully nor denigrate Jalen Tolbert, right? It takes literally, from the famous words, I keep going back to Bill Parcells. I use 2 of his quotes all the time. One being that, hey, it takes 3 years to evaluate a draft, right? The other quote, if you think you're great at a spot, draft again. Those are 2 things that I take for him. Right? And that's Bill Parcells. Shout out to him. But be safe out there too, Jay. Appreciate y'all. Let's continue to grind, to shine. So in your 3rd year, you should know about your player. You should have seen your player out there on the field long enough, right? But if you still got big reservations and question marks on what they can do and can't do with the minimum degree of what you drafted them for, then it's time to start thinking of your escape plan, right? Then there's nothing wrong with when you get into war, when you go into a battle and you're outnumbered. The troops that you about to face, they're bigger, they're faster, and they're stronger. But if you know the terrain, and if you know what you're up against, you can do the guerrilla warfare, right? You know the area. They're big, meaning that they're more immobile. You're smaller, it means you're faster. That's life, right? It's like being into a fight, understanding that the ground that you're on is more important than anything else. If you're slipping, it'll be harder for you to win. If you got projectiles, try to find a high ground, right? So you can hit from afar. It's the art of war, right? Understand your opponent. Understand their opposition. Destroy them completely. Don't give them breath. Don't give them chances to regroup. Right? Even in the book, it says destroy them all. Kill them all, even the youth. That's a terrible thing to say. But every time you allow one to live, it come back to you, and it hunt you, and it taketh all. It's crazy. That was the art of war there, spoken in the book. So, the expectations when it meets the reality. Shout out to you, Iceberg. He says, sorry, Law, that West Coast offense, Tank Dell is outperforming Michael Gallup. On a sheet of paper, he is. But when the temperature is turned up and the hits are there and there's more tangible things, have you been there before? There wasn't a single soul last year around this time or after the draft that was saying that Jalen Tolbert would be who he is now. But when the temperatures and the heat turned up on him, they realized that, hey, we're not in Kansas anymore, right? Technically, we're not in South Alabama. So there will be some growing pains. There will be some understandings of a game that is going to take you time to develop. Don't rush these young guys out there. Just make sure they can grab hold to the tangible things that you present as a coach. And that's what I'm trying to present to you all. There will be a lot of people that walk around with their chests out during this time, during this season, because of their evaluations, sitting down in their chairs of what they think they know of a player. The measurables, the height, the GPA. But there's one thing that you can't measure: the heart, the determination, the will, the fortitudes of the mind when it's time for them to be out there. There will be many of people say, Law, I'll roll with you, Law. Man, you my dog. Man, I'm grinding with you right now, Law. You know, it goes back to a storyline in the good book. Certain person, not going to say the name, but write this down, fed over 2,000 people with a piece of fish and a piece of bread. But when it was time for that person to be hung out and stretched out over the cross, not even 10% of those 2,000 people said, hey, that man fed me when I was hungry. That man did those things when I needed something. I'm going to save him. I'm going to stand and fight for him. I'm going to be in the wheelhouse with him. You see, there's a lot of people that say they will roll with you, that they will ride with you, but when it's time for them to do it, only a few. A lot of people say that they're going to be with you, but they run it when they hear the sounds of it's time to fight. You know, when we play this horn, they say the horn shakes and it rattles the souls in the body of the feeble. So the person that's not all the way in, when they hear the horn, they begin to know that the army, it is time to fight, it's time for battle. But the ones that's willing to say, hey, that horn, it rejuvenates me. I'm not finna fold up like a wallet or a lawn chair. I don't care if it's been 27 years. We haven't been accomplishing the things that we fought out or we sought out to do. I'm not finna play the taps over here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm ready to fight.
Spartans, prepare for glory.
Yes, indeed. Knowing that you about to get axed, you know, knowing that it's finna be over with. But if you have that fighter's mentality, regardless of what it is, write these things down. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you all hold everything tawdry and cheap. If life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, JP, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, and plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind for it, if you would simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stir pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and besetted with the help of Almighty, you will get it, JP. I'm talking to the caller who said that, hey, I'm tired of losing. It's been 27 years. He can't put how he feel on me. I'm saying turn the temperature up. Let it be even more of a treacherous battle for me. Because when the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. You see, some people get comfortable on that old mountain, and they say, these are the things that I accomplished. Don't climb down. Don't get off of it. The wind is nice here. The environment is cool there. We don't need to move, Law. But no, that rascal is climbing down on one, and he's gonna climb up another one. That's who Law Nation is. And I never worked a day in my life doing it, because these are the things that I love. And I'll feel empty and useless without it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Somebody run through a wall for me, baby. Let's go.
Damn.
Let's get it.
Whoa! Give me my theme music.
Yeah, baby. Hey. Come on. Let's get it.
I just wanna run it up. Can we check or something? I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah.
Shout out to you, Christopher Smith. Choctaw, Montana, L. Brown. That's VIP. I see you, fam. Cowboy Sports Report by Charles in Charge. Appreciate you. Gina with the J. Salute. Shout out to you all. Paul, Iceberg. Shout out to you. Let's go. Blake, thank you. Pluto Nation with the fire. Let's go. Come on now. Shout out to your Land Littles. Hey, Matthew, salute. Let's go.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play.
Charge it to the game.
I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Rev.
Who with Law?
I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck.
Ghost Kid, let's get it.
Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty.
About loyalty.
You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with design.
Let's go.
I experiment. You just
Sadiq Charles, appreciate you. Sanjay, appreciate you. Todd, appreciate you. Brenda, and we ain't talking about the Drake. Let's go. Shout out to you, Frederick. Nobles Royalty. Long-term boss on the UCLA quarterback tonight. Oh yeah. Let me see some DTR in the chat, baby. Dorian Thompson. Let's go. Hey, Robinson. Let's go, Trevor. DJ Long Time, run it up, baby. Come on. Hey.
I never own no chrome. Too many foes and clothes.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I be at home alone. I be in zones alone.
I be on road alone. Y'all ready for it? Y'all ready for it, man? Y'all ready for it? Just to do it.
We answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles?
Yeah.
The hard fight they did?
Let's go, Birds. Fly, Eagles fly. Still Super Bowl chance for now.
Hey, early this morning, man, you know when people start asking you dumb questions early in the morning, when the Eagles fans ask me, would you rather have Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott? Would you rather have Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott? Who uncle that is? Hey, man. I got some Eagle people, man, that watch this channel faithfully. Bruh. You know, and I can't make this stuff up, man. But no matter what I post, but I can tell you, man, I know how it feels like to go to the Super Bowl and win 3. I only seen 3. But I for dog sure don't know what it feels like to be 1 and 3. I don't.
Give me my theme music.
Come on. Yeah, come on. Let's get it. We up out, man. What love? Let me know. Do y'all know what it feel like to be 1 and 3? I know what it feel like to be 3 and 0. And even if I didn't have all of this facial hair, you know. Boy, they be on my timeline, baby. 23 more days. Let's get it. Let me get some street lights up there, baby. Come on.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in.
Yeah.
Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
And you.
For you. Ooh. Don't let the street lights
Hit you all alone. They 1 and 3, baby.
You know it's dangerous.
Hey, well, come on now, y'all. Come on, man.
Lights hit you. Can
I be home?
play it too?
What we tell them? I follow.
Wherever you go, whatever you do.
I just want to bring this up one more time. See, they try me real hard. See, I've been trying real hard to stay within the lines of just being happy, you know, about our team and our offseason moves. But Gino says, gotta love the division opponent choose to live in mediocrity. You know what I'm saying? Regret Scott. I said, okay, cool. Regret Scott put up 40 points. Not 10, not 20, but 40 points on the Eagles defense, right? And the last time the Eagles beat that dude that wore number 4 was 2019. People wasn't wearing masks on their face. People were going around shopping, doing a whole bunch of good things with themselves, right? But it was enjoyable watching the Super Bowl, though. Wasn't the Super Bowl enjoyable to watch? Come on, y'all. Come on. So if he regressed and he put up 40 points, man, can you imagine what he gonna do this season?
So far. If a paper crane can fly.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on.
Until next time,
You have to.
DC for life.
And when things are really
We
tough
about.
and they're really rough and nothing's working,
Yeah.
but there's something inside of
Dak 2019, week 16. Lost to the Philly was tough, especially with that shoulder sprain. You see, we wouldn't have a chance and an opportunity to have CeeDee Lamb if we were to win that game, and we probably would have kept Jason Garrett that year. Jay May says, Law, I rewatched your show, the Green Bay Packers game, legendary. Come on, man. Please don't remind me of that one. I need to delete that show. I do, man. I appreciate you for going back and watching it, though.
Shame.
Shout out to my guy, J. May.
Shame. Because you don't know who your enemy is.
That's a game that I don't want y'all to watch, man. Rex. Sacks. Don't y'all know who been watching Power, man? Who been watching Power? Well, the Ghost Power reboot, book 3, whatever book it is. That doggone Sax on there still messing up everything. I ain't gonna tell y'all everything about this series. But Sax, I can't stand Sax. He always messing up stuff, man. But I want Tyreek to figure it out, though. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start doing reviews on those series. I can't wait till the next episode come out. What y'all think they gonna do with Lauren? Lauren about to bust up everything, though. Tyreek always figure it out. But they let you know good writing is good writing. Because without Ghost, Power still got you to the edge of your seat every episode.
You have to.
50 Cent doing his thing with that. I ain't gonna even lie, man.
When things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says,
Ooh.
follow that.
Tyreek going to jail to get street cred and then come out, be a kingpin. That could happen too. I can see the Power series going that way. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way. But nah, Tyreek always figure it out, man. Oh my God. But I think Kane, he gonna find out what really happened. And old boy gonna be in trouble. Let me get on up out of here, man. Y'all ain't no Power fans over here. I think y'all are. Let's go another 2 hours. Let's talk about Power. We up out. Salute.